What just happened?
You fucked it up, man.
Hello, my science lovers, and today we are talking about the science of Stan Lee. So, who is Stan Lee, and why in the world are we talking about him? Well, he was born December 20th, 1922, passed only recently on November 12th, 2018. He was the editor of which later became Marvel Comics. He created the Hulk, Fantastic Four, Captain America, Iron Man, X-Men, and Thor. Hello, my science lovers, and today we are talking about the science of Stan Lee. So, who is Stan Lee, and why in the world are we talking about him? Well, he was born December 20th, 1922, passed only recently on November 12th, 2018. He was the editor of what was originally called Timely Comics, which later became Marvel Comics. He created the Hulk, Fantastic Four, Captain America, Iron Man, X-Men, and Thor. So what exactly is this science of Stan Lee, and why are we talking about him today, and why am I talking about him? Well, essentially, Stan Lee sparked interest in science through his work in comics. He took what people would consider eggheads, nerds, brains, and showed the awesomeness that is science. Not only did he make science wicked cool, but he turned scientists into superheroes. He celebrated intelligence. He promoted the importance of scientific literacy through his characters showing that engineers, mathematicians, physicists, chemists, scientists are essentially superheroes in training. Whether he meant it or not, Stan Lee encouraged kids and adults to ask questions on whether or not these characters can be real. As a science communicator, scientist, and educator, I celebrate Stan Lee as I proudly can talk about superhero science and discuss how amazing the real possibilities are of what we can do. I have been asked if vibranium is real, if X-Men are possible, if adamantium can be made, and what exactly is gamma radiation. This came from interest generated by Stan Lee. I once saw Stan at Comic-Con in 2011, a little choked up thinking about this. There was such a line to meet him. I only got a glimpse. He had a big smile on his face. He clearly loved what he did. I only wished I could have thanked him for making scientists into superheroes. Excelsior, sir. Thank you for your amazing work in showing just how amazing science is. And that has been the science of Stan Lee. Please do watch Monty and Hannibal. Check out their show. Like, share, and subscribe. If you like what I do, check me out on youtube.com/Scientist Mel and scientistmel.com for all of your sciencey and superhero needs. Excelsior! Bye!
What happens when a masked producer and a headphone-wearing comic book artist get together to talk music shit, comic book shit, and political shit on the internet? Monty. Hannibal the Beat Animal. Hannibal and Monty shit show! Holy shit! My name gets to be in the title this time. Hannibal and Monty shit show.
Why is my name second? What kind of shit is this?
Hannibal and Monty shit show. Let's talk some shit.
Get your shit together! Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, you know? Take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
We are now. We're live.
Are we?
I think so. Yeah. There's a delay. There we go. That's how you start a shit show, with us trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
That's right. Are we live?
I believe so.
Are we supposed to see it up there?
No, we won't see it up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Okay. Are we? So we can go?
I think we're a go.
We're doing
Okay.
Except we have Hannibal in 2 boxes, but I think you're working on that.
But you know what, though? I'm awesome, so it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. Welcome to Hannibal and Monty Shit Show. I am Hannibal the Beat Animal.
I am Monty. I'm sorry. Sorry, I was directing at the same time.
Wait, we're going to reset that. That's okay.
Yeah, let's start over.
All right. Welcome to Hannibal and Monty Shit Show. I am Hannibal the Beat Animal.
And I am Monty.
And this is episode 6, maybe an episode about...
You know, I guess one person can make a difference. Nuff said.
There we go.
All right, there we go.
Yes, this is super awkward because I'm missing one of my audio inputs over here, so I can't hear shit. So
You can't hear anything.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh,
It wouldn't be a shit show if everything went right.
Yes, it would not be a shit show if everything went right. Not
it's
at
true.
all. Not at all. So
Yeah.
anyway, let's get this going. So how's it going, Hannibal?
Oh man, you know, same shit, new toilet. You know what I'm saying? Another day.
All right. Well, I guess we should start this like we always do. In the beginning, that awesome intro before the intro was done by Scientist Mel.
Yeah.
Props to Scientist Mel.
Yeah.
Follow Scientist Mel everywhere. Just go Google, Facebook, Twitter. Search Scientist Mel. You'll find it. Science of. Ask Scientist Mel. She's a badass.
Hannibal's in my box, by the way.
He is.
If I had $1 for every time someone told me that,
You'd have $1?
I'd have 50 cents. So
Oh, I got you.
Yes.
I got you.
Listen, we'll get to you in a second.
Being properly represented.
Somebody
here.
took it back.
Somebody wanted a 50-cent refund.
I only got half of them, right?
Yes, exactly. So, but anyway, for those of you watching, if you're enjoying the shit you're seeing, donate to the stream, streamlabs.com/Hannibal and Monty show. And call our voicemail if you want to hear your voice on the show. That is 262-686-7448. Add us on Facebook, facebook.com/Hannibal and Monty. Instagram, Hannibal and Monty. And also, just so you know, next week, there will be no new shit show, but you get to hear The Little Show. We're doing a little flashback thing where we're just going to put up an old episode of The Little Show. The week after that, we'll be on the Geek Room. What were you going to say, Hannibal?
I was going to say, well, you got to tell the people why we're not doing a show next week.
Well, I said it last week. We might have new people listening. We're not doing a show next week because it's
One new person.
Yes. All three of y'all new people. But but we're not doing a new show because next Thursday is Thanksgiving, and the following weekend is my birthday. So as I said last week, fuck a show. So but following that, we'll be on the Geek Room that next week. I'm not sure what day. We need to check that out and see when that's going to be. That should be fun. Those guys are awesome. Check them out. Look up the Geek Room if you haven't heard of them. They're pretty awesome. And then November 29th, we will be doing an episode about Nirvana where we just break down their entire music catalog with none other than Scientist Mel.
Scientist Mel,
Yes.
right? And we're having a little bit of a debate right now about which albums should or shouldn't be included. But as I've told Monty, I am willing, whatever albums get chosen, those are the albums. I was going to just do studio albums, but Monty wants to include live albums as well.
No, I want to include one live album.
Unplugged.
Okay.
Unplugged.
Valid.
Okay.
Unplugged. Because that's an album.
That's a
Yeah.
different level too. That was a different level for them.
Yeah. So that has to be included. But following that, December 6th, we'll be doing an episode about rap battles. And we may possibly get E Green back on that one because I thoroughly enjoyed him on the show. Thanks for being on last week, E Green.
Yeah, he is by far my favorite person who believes the earth is flat. Yeah.
Yes.
Like
yes.
it is weird because he's so smart. Like he's one of the smartest, like most intelligent, most successful, most well-spoken, pure New Orleanians that I've ever met in my life. And he also just believes that the earth is a disc.
Yeah.
And it's super weird because it's just like, why do you believe it? But he believes it. And so it just, fuck it. Just,
Wait. Ben wants to chime in.
This is where I put my producer hat on. Monty, you have a great show sitting and waiting. You should have E Green and Scientist Mel on to discuss the Earth.
Oh, look, I'm sure Scientist Mel is in the chat right now screaming no. But and that's one of my rules for the shit show. We are not a debate show. We just talk shit.
right.
Yes, we're not a debate show. We just talk shit. The closest we get to it is what happened last week, where we're like,
Yeah.
why? Why do you
I guess
believe
it's
that?
like and I've always made the same argument to the flat earthers. Like, if you believe that the earth is flat, I'm just like, why flat? Why not a triangle or a ziggurat or a rectangle? Like, why specifically is it flat? Like, there's no other shape it can be. It can only be flat. Like, it's just a weird specific, anyway, we did that last
something three-dimensional.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. But all that's what's coming up, and future episodes will be announced later. But what we're talking about today is Stanley Martin Lieber, or Stan Lee. Former editor of Timely Comics, 1941. Timely became Atlas Comics in the 1950s, and then renamed Marvel Comics in 1961.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good branding right there.
What's that?
I said that's just good branding right there.
It is. Like, we're talking about the man responsible for creating things like Spider-Man, the Hulk, Doctor Strange, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Daredevil, and Thor. So.
Yeah.
And Black Panther.
And how did I forget Black Panther? That shit was amazing.
I don't know, he didn't really.
Because you're racist.
Yes. What's that? Yes. My racism showing. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Touch your racism in a little bit.
Yes.
Man.
Yes. But before we get into all that, we gotta do some segments. But before we get to our segments, let's introduce our guests. The right next to Hannibal, where Hannibal's other face is, that will soon be the man on the street, Keith.
Well, I hope so.
Yes. You can hear him right there.
I came here to make this show better.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. The man on the street.
Make the show great again. I like it.
There you go.
Make Kanye 2006 again.
No.
GA? How do you say that?
I don't know. Make the shit show great again. That's our first bit of merch, Hannibal. Make the shit show great again.
MTSS GA.
Yeah.
There we go.
Mitska.
Mitska. I like
Mitska. Make the shit show great again.
Yes. Perfect.
Oh, make the shit show great again would be Mishka.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know what it is. Anyway, Keith, the man on the street, why don't you tell the shit show audience a little bit about yourself?
I am old as fuck. I've been contributing stellar content to Monty's podcasts for a couple of years now. Generally they're shit, and then I'll call in and make them better. I really attribute all of Monty's success to myself. I and my ungrateful, moody 16-year-old co-host, Snap McCracklepop, are going to start Martial Arts and Crafts soon. So it's a podcast where you will be able to hear kind of like what you'll hear on Monty and Hannibal's shit show, but much, much better. Beyond that, I am a merchant of wine and death and a jiu-jitsu practitioner. And so I have a tendency to make everything about myself first, and then jiu-jitsu second. So you'll probably be either pretty tired of hearing about it, or you'll go join a gym. So
you know what? This is actually a great talking point for me and Keith, the man on the street, because I have also practiced martial arts for the better part of 28 or 30 years, and right before I stopped training, I was training in jiu-jitsu. I had got up to my brown belt before I had to stop training.
Oh, well, I'm glad after all that time you found a real martial art to practice.
Well, there we go. That's Keith, man on the street.
You jiu-jitsu guys, I always think you're the best to the top of the food chain, all right?
Because we are.
You know what I'm saying? You guys are all living in the shadow of Hoist Gracie, all right?
Look, that man casts a long shadow. He is a national treasure. So, talk that shit again.
All right. Well, let's move on and introduce our other guest, Ben Collinsworth. How you doing, dude?
I am good, sir. I am fantastic. I am a well. We'll go with what I am. It's a shit show. Doesn't matter. I'm a producer and director. I have done things that you have never heard of, and continuing to make other things. The biggest one, I guess, around right now is that there are 100 episodes. I too, like the man on the street, take credit for someone else's success. I did 100 episodes of a show called The Brett Davern Show in Los Angeles.
Hey.
And now the Brett Davern Show is available to you every morning on Adobe Radio.
Nice.
They
Nice.
ran off, and I don't do it anymore. So I say I'm the show grandfather. I only show up when there's important things and take credit.
Hell yeah.
Beyond that, right now, though, we're doing something that we're going to be partnering with the Shit Show to do is the grander distribution of the Shit Show later down the line. And a group of media professionals called the Creole Alliance. Wherever your social media at Creole Alliance. And we're making different stuff. We've done some mashup Star Warsy political stuff right now. There's some more of that going to come. There's secret projects like Project Titan. And there's things I can talk about like Shit Show. And there's other things I can't talk about. Things I can hypothesize about. Things I can just make up on the spot. Oh yeah, Project Titan is super top secret.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Like the section level top secret for the reference for those to be on the know about it.
Hell yeah. That's fucking badass.
Yep.
Well, welcome to the Shit Show. I guess the next thing we need to do is let's get this shit show going. Like, why don't we check our voicemails?
Okay.
Let's see. Wait, we're having a little bit of a technical issue. Let's just talk a little bit until that technical issue is resolved. And
okay.
I'm told we got to go.
Okay. Well, as you guys can see, if everybody is watching the shit show, if you can see the background of my room, you can see that the whole wall, well, most of the walls are adorned in comic book art. Because as most people, I grew up reading a shit ton of comics, so Stan Lee's death, hit me, pretty hard. Kind of was a kick in the nuts. And Stan Lee was one of those guys that I just presumed would live forever, like Santa Claus and Jesus. So I just didn't expect him to ever die. I figured, and then if he did die, I always figured he would just come back to life. You know what I'm saying? Like most of his characters, or Santa Claus or Jesus. So, I was caught off guard. I wasn't prepared for it. Stan was the guy. And as a musician, I love the idea that Stan Lee created like characters and stories that are literally going to live beyond him, beyond his life, beyond his generation, into like future generations. I think we as artists, we as creators, we all kind of hope and aspire that one day we're going to create something that's going to live past us, that's going to have an impact on culture and society. So I don't know about you guys. I don't know how you guys felt when you heard, about Stan's passing, but it kind of kicked me in the nuts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Me too.
I have it's a very interesting thing as I've reflected back on that man's life, that there are a few creators that I find very close to me, important to me, Spielberg, Walt Disney. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to measure a man up against his peers, he stands there. It's just plain and simple. Stan Lee is every bit as big as Walt Disney. Sure, he didn't make theme parks and everything else, but the Walt Disney Company saw fit to buy his stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
And the Disney Company doesn't spend money without being sure that's what they want to spend. And I know that for a fact.
True.
So the encompassing of that, and I sit back and think about I have not met the man. I have been in the proximity of his greatness on a couple of occasions. A Comic-Con, the first one I ever went to, the first time I was near him, my buddy Zach was actually closer to him first. He went to the bathroom at Comic-Con and came out. And you got to understand at Comic-Con, for the celebrities, they lock down the bathroom. Like if they somebody comes in and like checks the stalls and before they let somebody in. And Stan is like the president at Comic-Con. He rolls in with like there's like a 16 pass van and then like 2 black cars in front of it when he shows up in places.
Oh wow.
And I know that for a fact because I saw that too in the second story that I have, which I can at some point, if you're ready to go, just cut me off and I'll come back. But Zach comes out of the bathroom and says, Ben. And like we talked about, like, oh yeah, we're going to see Stan Lee at Comic-Con in just some really random way. And he comes back, you'll never guess who I just saw. I'm like, what? He's like, I just saw Stan Lee in the bathroom. I'm like, like, come on, man. In the bathroom, he's like, yeah, no, I came out, and then like he turned around, like he thought that there was nobody in there, so he was kind of like, oh, and like I just said hi, washed my hands, and left. I was like, and I didn't believe it first, and then sure enough, like I see like this like gaggle of people moving, and then like at the top of it is there like this wispy white hair that you know is just Stan Lee because you've seen him from every angle in all the Marvel movies at this point. And he goes off. The same Comic-Con. You ready?
Not yet.
All right. I'll keep going.
I would have totally fanboyed out right there in the bathroom. I'd have asked him all the questions like Jason Lee. It would have been Mallrats all over again.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I was like, okay, well, you know, cool. And it's like, for me, you know, again, try to keep a veneer of professionalism when you're close to people like that for me. But the other one was that there was a party, and it was being thrown by the other guys, as I jog my memory. And it was at the top of this hotel. And so we went in there, and my buddy who got us into the party, Monty, how name droppy do you want me to get?
Super name droppy.
Look, you do.
Okay. Well, it's just like, I don't want, you know, the thing is, I don't really care about what the chat room says. I just don't want to annoy the people that I'm sharing the air with.
No,
It's so too late for that. So
everyone's yeah, you say what you want to do. It's on you. Like,
you know, all right, okay, cool. So I'm dear friends with a man named Noah Wiley, and he got us into the party.
ER guy. You know the ER guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wish he did that more after ER. I really do.
He did.
What? Okay.
There's like a whole series of movies called The Librarian. Then there's a TV show. Then he did another TV show called Falling Skies. And he's either on or about to be on CBS again this fall.
Is that a network?
Yes. It's the Old People Network. It's the Old People Network.
See, that's the problem, right? That's why
nobody. It's the Old People Network that's also home of SEC football and the worst commentators on television.
Yeah, amateur football. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're there, and we're waiting outside, and the list lady there at the front is like, y'all can't go up there, the party's full. And I'm kind of like, you know, from Louisiana, I'm like, I've never heard of a party being full.
Yeah, how does that happen?
What do you mean a party's full? Well, long story short, the bad guy of Comic-Con is the fire marshal.
Oh,
yes,
I imagine.
And he cracks down all the time. They just blame stuff on the fire marshal. Not even so. Why is the concession stand out of
perfect
nacho cheese? Well, the fire marshal said so.
Right.
So we're waiting down there, and Noah was like, "Oh yeah, we gotta wait to go in." So we're gonna wait. And I was like, "Oh okay." And so Zach and I are just standing around and talking to Noah, and then out comes past us Olivia Munn. And I'm like, oh, wow, there goes Olivia Munn. That's, yeah. This was Olivia Munn like years ago. So like, if you have opinions about her now, this is like pre-newsroom Olivia Munn. This is like still shows up on G4 Olivia Munn. And then after that, they're like, oh no, there's not enough people that cleared out yet because she only had like 2 or 3 people. But then I'm talking to him, I'm talking to Noah, and then he points. Because Noah and I worked together before, and so like he knows like if he just points somewhere, he's gonna look. And I look over my shoulder, and there's this gaggle of people again. And in the middle of them, and it's like we're in this car park, and so it's like got the overhead lights in the outside car park. And so somehow they managed to position themselves in the middle of this group of people with the light shining down on him is Stan Lee. And Zach and I look at each other, and I was like, oh my God, that's Stan Lee. And I'm standing there with Noah, and Noah starts to move towards him. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm Noah Wiley. I'm going to go say hello.
Okay.
Nice.
And Noah just walks right up to it. Boop. Through the people. Hi, Mr. Lee. I'm Noah Wiley. I just want to tell you I'm a big fan of yours. It's like, oh, great. Yeah, Excelsior. And, like, and I turn around, and the 2 SUVs and the big pass van pull up. The whole entourage files in, and there goes Stan Lee off into the sunset.
Wow. All right.
And that is how I will remember that man forever, because he was that big of a damn deal. That's the last time I ever saw him. I never came and saw any of the Wizard Worlds or anything like that because I don't really like those fan interaction moments.
Oh, I don't either.
Face after face after face. I know that they don't like it that much either. Well, some of them do, some of them don't. Like, I know that, like, the next gen cast really likes it because they just all hang. It's like for them, it's just like, oh, we're in a hangout session and we just let other people come by and say they love us.
All right.
Well, I handle my fame pretty well. I like it when my fans come. I'm really happy to talk to anybody. But like, if I were D-list famous, like Noah Wiley, I would probably be I'd probably be like at a Ryan Reynolds level of smarm about it, though. To be like, I would constantly be saying, "Do you know who the fuck I am? I am Noah fucking Wiley."
I do that shit now. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, I don't have to because doors open and velvet ropes part for me as it is. Just it's a benefit of being as famous as I am.
I do that shit now. I've got a negative G level of fame. Come on.
Oh yeah. I do it next
time. Cockpit kind of negative G's. Yeah.
Whenever I go anywhere and I be like, y'all gonna let me do what I want to do. I'm Hannibal the beat animal, and then not only do they move out of my way, but I always get a police escort. Where
right,
pretty amazing.
Free photo shoot.
Hannibal, it's only a police escort if the police cars are in front of you.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
He always have me riding the back. So
and that's the perfect setup for us to move into voicemail. We've got a great message from Daniel Silver. We got a wrestling minute. We got a couple of flat Earth ones that we didn't play on last week's show that I want to hit. And then we have we're gonna have to figure out how to break up. Our friend Live Action Animation sent 2 3-minute long voicemails that are awesome. That we might piece them out throughout the show. Okay. So let's roll into our voicemail.
Okay.
Thank you for calling the Hannibal and Monty Shit Show Customer Service Assistance Helpline and Complaint Resolution Center. If you're calling because you have some shit on your mind, some shit in your heart, if you just stepped in some shit, got yourself into some deep shit, or if some shit just hit the fan, please leave a message at the sound of the fart noise. Si necesita instrucciones en inglés, marque 1. If you're calling because Monty forgot some important shit, or because you were offended by what was eating Hannibal, please hang up.
Hear that outgoing voicemail message? So I guess we're going to kick this off with a Wrestling Minute. You want to go Wrestling Minute, or you want to hear what Daniel Silver had to say to us first?
No, let's do the Wrestling Minute.
All right, let's do the Wrestling Minute.
Is the NWO getting back together?
I don't know. Y'all are going to have to tell me.
Probably not. Scott's going to die first, I'm sure.
No, Kevin Nash is definitely going to die first.
No way. No way.
No way that Nash dies that man's name. Diesel is what's up, bro. It's my favorite member of NWO.
All right, let's do this.
Bobby presents the Wrestling Minute, brought to you by L. Damon.
Las culturas entran, pero no pueden salir. L. Damon!
Hey guys, it's L. Damon here with the Wrestling Minute. So, unlike my normal stuff, which is usually me making fun of a whole bunch of stuff, the lovely Lol Nikki wins, or John Cena's ridiculously looking more and more like Ernest from, the Ernest commercials, I'm actually going to touch on something that's a little more sensitive, a little more to the heart. And that's Roman Reigns having to step away from wrestling because, well, he got re-diagnosed with leukemia. Now, look, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you think Roman Reigns is an awful wrestler, horrible on the mic, you thought he was God's gift to wrestling, any of those things. The one thing you never want to see is a guy have to stop doing what he loves doing because of an illness. And honestly, I wish Roman the best. I really hope he can beat this thing. I hope he can come back sooner rather than later, just because, it's leukemia. And not only is it leukemia, he already had this once before, and it was knocked into remission, and then it has a relapse, which means that's going to be even more hell on his body. And I wish him only the best. I hope that they're able to, I hope he goes through with it. I hope he beats it. Because honestly, I would much prefer being able to make fun of Roman Reigns than having to talk about him unfortunately passing. That's just the way it is. And I really hope that Roman fights this thing, comes back, and then finally they can actually get the reactions that they wanted from him the entire time, which is everybody cheering him, instead of everyone booing him out of the building.
The Wrestling Minute.
As somebody who's only a casual observer of wrestling, like I tune in from time to time. I always watch the Royal Rumble every year. I've never understood why wrestling fans loathe Roman Reigns the way they do. I mean, not to say that he's my favorite wrestler or he's somebody that I definitely want to watch main event matchups, but not to the point where, like, I feel like people should be booing him the way they hate it. So.
Yeah, see, I only know Roman Reigns from the video games. I've never actually seen the man wrestle. So,
I just want to take a minute to thank Will for really bringing the mood down on this show, because I mean,
it's already a unity show.
You put all this work into saving this goddamn show, and then Will comes in and is like, "Oh, and by the way, cancer." Fuck you, Will. Fuck.
That's all right. I still love you, Hannibal. That's all right. That's all right.
Shout out to the middle. Wait. Hold it up again. Keep the man on the street. Show him the middle finger one more time. That's quality art right there. Can we just say that, he's giving us like a real-time meme / gift. All right.
All right. Yes. Wait, I'm looking. I'm trying to see. I'm catching the delay. So.
Hey, Monty, I'm going to act like I'm big time. Who's on the left and the right of us?
On the left and the right of you?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
On the.
Like, if I look this way, who am I looking at?
Oh, you're looking at me.
On your left, Ben, is Keith, and on your right is Monty.
Yes. There you go. All right. Well,
somebody's talking. I'm going to act like I'm listening to you.
There you go. Perfect. So
I got you. That's good production value right there.
I know. That's how you do a shit show.
This is the quality level of coaching that I will bring from my end of all of it. And act like you're talking to him.
This is just a small sliver of what you will get from a real podcast.
Exactly.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
I got some real ones, but yeah, we can do that. We can do this.
Yeah, we can do that.
What I need right here is what Lillard calls a Scooby.
All right.
Because Matt Lillard, I'm going to name drop like a motherfucker.
God.
If you don't like name dropping, you can go ahead and turn the hell off right now.
I just wish you would start. Because
sometimes you have to name drop, and Jonathan Frakes told me that. So Matt calls it a Scooby because Matt did the Scooby-Doo movies, and Scooby in the Scooby-Doo movies is completely not there.
Yeah.
So Matt, playing Shaggy, has to always know where Scooby is because that's the person who always talks to Scooby.
Right.
So anytime he wants an eye line now on set, on just a regular show where there are no CGI characters, hey, I need a Scooby. I'm gonna need to look right over there for camera. So can we get a Scooby over here?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's Matt Lillard, and he's got a great new D&D set out right now. Go check it out.
All right. Well, there we go.
I will let my friend shit till the end of time.
Yes. And before we move forward with the next voicemail, I just want to let the chat know that we have a huge delay right now. I don't know what happened. So if we're slow to respond to you, just roll with it.
Show fell on a time warp.
Yes. So there's a huge delay between us and what's online.
There's a whole temporal thing. Q's in the back room.
Yes. So anyway, let's move on to Daniel Silver. So as we always say, our attorney, Daniel Silver, the gold standard, we like to text him and, keep him on his toes, get him to, give us some advice when we need it. So for the conspiracy theory show, I sent him a text that said, I think my neighbor is part of the Illuminati and working for NASA. which means he may be trying to kill me and Hannibal because we know the truth about the meaning of the color blue. Don't worry, I wore a parchment paper hat because foil is a lie when I went into his house to set up the camera to monitor his activities. My question is, can I borrow $50? So we got a response from Daniel Silver, and here it is. I think. There we go. Here it is.
Hey, Hannibal and Monty, this is Daniel Silver. You're calling me. I'm in the middle of court, man. Like, I had to step out. Anyway, all right. First off, if your neighbor was working for NASA, he wouldn't be your neighbor. If he's trying to kill you, I don't know what you did. That's probably on you. What? The color blue? Man, I don't know what you're smoking. Anyway. Parchment paper instead of foil for a hat. Okay, that's new. And no, you can't borrow $50.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good to know that he won't loan us money when we need it, but he will take our money whenever we give him money.
Yeah, what the fuck? What's up with that?
All suits.
Yeah.
All suits.
Full disclosure, my brother works for NASA, and he also won't lend you $50.
Oh, damn it.
Another disclosure. I actually had security clearance at a former NASA facility.
Of course you did.
They also won't give you money.
Well,
for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
To be fair, I was asking for money from the lawyer, not the NASA employee.
That's true. That's fine. They
don't
give NASA anything to begin with.
Yes. That's the difference.
It's a sad place over there in New Orleans East. I'll tell you that.
Oh, it is.
You walk down that hallway, and there's like, it's all this NASA stuff, like nice NASA stuff on the wall, like you would see in a movie. And like, there's like models of ships and everything, and all of the offices are empty.
Yep.
Ben, let me ask you a question. What celebrity did you run into while you were at the NASA facility?
What's his name? Oh, Andy Serkis.
Nice. And I bet he was wearing like I think Andy Serkis walks around every day wearing like the green suit with the motion capture balls on it.
That guy's going to end up being a pioneer in holo technology, just so then that way he can walk around as the characters that he plays, so everyone will recognize him when he goes to the bar.
Yeah.
Nice.
As far as supporting roles go, as far as supporting roles in comic book movies go, he is my number one. Like Ulysses Claw in I guess it was
it's Ultron and then Panther.
Yeah, Panther. Yeah. It was best. It was the best, especially with the whole interaction with Martin Freeman about, do you have a mixtape or do you have a demo for me to listen to? And he was like, actually, I do. I'll send you. It's like he was legit.
Didn't he say send a SoundCloud link?
Yeah. I'll send you the SoundCloud.
Oh, I bet SoundCloud paid for that shit.
Yeah.
But in typical comic book movie fashion, because he's a villain, of course he was killed, so he can't be used in the future.
Hey, that is not true. Right now, on the grand Marvel landscape of storytelling, the gauntlet is in play. No one is dead, no one is alive. Everyone exists in a very interesting state of flux until the result of the next event.
Yes.
Because of the whole time travel aspect.
The time travel, the reality gem, everything else. I mean, Thanos just whipped everybody out with the snap. So a snap of the gauntlet can bring everybody back.
Yeah.
Or could accidentally change some people into Skrulls.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're going Secret War, but
I hope so.
Yes,
that's real interesting. It's got some great parallels.
Oh yeah, that could be super fun.
And especially if you can get to the point where you have a bad guy at the top of the universe.
Yes. Oh,
what I would love to see is if they go ahead and bring old D'Onofrio's Fisk out of Daredevil, and he ends up being president.
Wait, hold on. Wait, save it because I got a bunch of talking points that I want to save.
All right, we'll get to it.
We talk about them before we get to that part of the show.
All right. Let's keep it going. We're gonna play one more voicemail, and like right when we get to the heart of it, we'll play the the voicemails that came in today. So this is, I'm only going to play one of these for the sake of time. One of the voicemails we got about Flat Earth that came in that we didn't have time to play last week.
Get it?
That's, he makes an excellent point. Yeah, that's what I think about Flat Earth.
It's coming.
Hey, Shit Show. This is Juju B. I know you're not trying to tell me that the world ain't flat. I know it's flat. But more importantly, dinosaurs are just really toys. And Pastor Bob told me in our last sermon that in Matthew, page 142, section 3, paragraph 4, when Joseph and Mary were worried about poor baby Jesus's Christmas presents and they didn't know what to get him, and they found his letter to Santa. He wanted a dinosaur action figure. So dinosaurs aren't real. And I'm not a doctor, but you should listen to me. Plus, Pastor Bob says, my hair smells real pretty.
And there we go.
So,
Legit.
first off, that was a great voicemail.
Legit.
And the first time I got kicked out of Sunday school, I got kicked out because I was asking questions about dinosaurs. So I was like, it was like, they were talking about, oh yeah, they was telling us like the Earth was like 3,000 years old or something, and I was like, nah, that's not right. And then they was like, oh, but what about this and that? And I was like, yeah, but there's like dinosaurs, it's like fossilized bones, it's carbon dating, it's like actual science that goes into this. And they was just like, nah, that was like my first time getting kicked out of Sunday school.
At any point, did you use my favorite phrase when talking about dinosaurs?
What's that?
Bingo! Dino DNA!
Yes!
So that is a quality Jurassic Park reference. Like you have to be a Jurassic nerd to really know that reference. That's a very obscure, and I appreciate you for knowing.
I actually have a Mr. DNA shirt that says Bingo Dino DNA.
That's badass.
Of course you do. When they had Dragon Con here in Atlanta a couple months ago, the main DJ that was playing at like the main hotel where all of the conferences were happening at, he pulled up in a Jeep, or in a gas powered Jeep that was tricked out to look like the Jeeps from the first Jurassic Park movie.
I can dig it.
Nice.
Yeah. It was very badass. Like I thought long and hard about stealing it. So
well, yeah, of course.
Well, look, all we got to do is call Daniel Silver if you steal it.
Well, look. So what were they gonna say? He said, "Oh, who took your car? Oh, it was a guy wearing a mask during Dragon Con."
Right.
So,
right.
Well, that's always my joke, because Alabama usually ends up starting off there. And I say, if you look for a guy in the devil, if you see a guy in the devil costume, he's not looking for Dragon Con. He's looking for the Bama game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Additionally, when the cops ask who stole your car and you say the black guy, they're just like,
yeah, there you go. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. But then see, the only thing that stopped me from doing it was knowing that I would still be the guy riding around in the Jurassic Park Jeep. So
it would not be hard to find.
Yeah, I would not be hard to find. So I might get away at Comic-Con, but I wouldn't be able to hold on to it. And then there's no fun in that. Like I want to be able to drive that.
Yeah, you want to be able to take that to the grocery store and walk out with. Like,
quick side note: do you not have the "That's Racist" sound clip anymore? Because if I'm going to make racist jokes and you don't have that, then I just sound like a racist.
Look, and I knew you were throwing it up for the "That's Racist" sound clip.
You know what? I'm gonna find it and drop it in the folder right now.
Well, no, we have it. It's already in the folder.
Okay, cool.
But it'll get queued up later. Right now, we're set up and ready for the brand new our new favorite segment of the show. Shit that we don't care about.
Yes.
So let's roll into that.
This is gonna be great. I'm fucking ready for this shit.
Here we go.
Are we doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do
In a
it.
desperate attempt to fill 24 hours of programming, here's some bullshit that happened. We've got some footage here of the bullshit, which began just after 3 o'clock this afternoon.
That's bullshit.
This is bullshit.
This is bullshit. You know what? This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
This is bullshit.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit.
That's bullshit, Gary.
Okay, music stop.
Send the beat, fucking with you.
Yep.
Little stupid ass, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, bitch.
It's
I
not
don't
music.
give a.
I don't give a fuck.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. This is
Nice.
our newest segment. We just came up with this recently. It's called Shit That We Don't Care About. So I'm going to rattle off a couple of news stories, and you guys tell me if you care or if you don't give a shit.
All right.
All right.
Let's do this. Let's get it going.
All right. So I got 5 stories. Here we go. Amy Schumer recently
Don't
had
give a
to
shit.
cancel.
I might care. I'm holding on. I'm waiting until the end of the. I'm waiting until the end of the thing.
Ben met Amy Schumer
Let me do it.
18 separate times.
Amy
He wants to
Schumer
tell you
is
every
pregnant
story.
right now. Pregnant Amy Schumer had to cancel a show because of hyperemesis gravidae. I can't say. Look,
I'm with
it's-
Keith. I don't give a shit. You can stop. Move on.
I care more
Next.
about what her uncle's doing and
Huh?
how he's. I care more about what her uncle's doing and how he's shielding Facebook.
Yeah. There you go. Like next, we don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, no.
All right. Next story. Ex-Cowboys linebacker Jeff Rower is going to marry his life partner. He is apparently gay, and he wants to openly live the life that he was born to live.
I don't give a shit.
Former or current?
Former.
So he's a former player. He doesn't play anymore.
Yeah.
All right. No, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
Good for him.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. I hope
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
a very long, happy
Yeah.
life.
But
Yeah,
like,
I
as
don't
far
think
as
so.
news, I don't give a shit. I don't give a
Doesn't
shit.
matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Next.
So I feel like there's a quarterback tight end joke there, but I don't want to force it.
Yeah. Let it come
man.
naturally. Look, save it for a random point in the show and just fucking yell it out.
You're trying to force it over to the tight end position and throw the ball over there. The thing is that you really look where the hands are, and the hands are cleanly placed at the beginning of every snap, squarely up under the center's balls. So really, what you need to do, I need a telestrator. You got a telestrator over there, Monty? The balls. You see when the quarterback is here. He comes up under the man and snaps the ball here and puts his hand literally up under his balls. I mean, a silent snap in a loud stadium like the one you just saw chanting bullshit would actually be a little too flick on the balls.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like quarterback sneak on left testy.
All right, you know, look, I take it back. I do give a shit about that because that was funny. That was worth it. So next, that was worth it. That was great.
So, the next story is about Mary Kay. I'm gonna fuck up her last name. Latorno. Mary Kay Latorno. She was a teacher who tried to. I think she got caught fucking one of her male students, and then she went to jail, and she got out, and then she got with the kid that she, was with. Well, they broke up, and a source close to the pair has told everybody that they have just recently gotten back together.
I do not give a fuck.
Don't give a shit. Then.
That's like,
again. I hope they're happy.
Yeah, I mean, I get they're both legal now, so maybe
no longer a good news story.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe somebody would. I don't care about. Okay, so the next story is a 36-year-old woman in Texas who is on life support after going to Mexico for plastic surgery. Apparently, they gave her the wrong kind of anesthesia. Well, I think they gave her the right anesthesia, but they put it in the wrong part of her body, and then she's on life support now. She was getting her nose and her tits done.
Nope.
No, I care about this.
Oh, all right, all right. Explain.
I care about this one, as it is another example of, as you also see in your Facebook feed rather regularly, GoFundMe's for medical care and everything else, of why we need universal health care in America. Because I'm sure whatever she needed done, there is some. Was it plastic surgery or was it
She's
regular?
getting her nose and tits done.
Yeah, nose and tits. Yeah.
There is, depending on, now I don't know the case in particular, but depending on the case, there is medical necessities for both of those procedures possibly. And if she's willing to go all the way to Mexico to do it, she's either super vain or she actually needed it.
All right. I get where you're coming from. Maybe we're assuming that she's super vain. So
right. I know this because I've known people who have had plastic surgery for medical reasons, including breast augmentation, or usually a reduction, not an addition. But sometimes
don't go to Mexico.
I'm going to lean towards vain, because if it was just a boob job, then, or if it was just a nose job, I might be like, okay, well, maybe it was because she had something. But if it's both of those together,
right,
it seems like it would lean towards, she wants to get info.
But
Right.
she could be. She could have been a woman with like her tits could have been way too big, and she had like a deviated septum or something.
I mean, and you realistically, you got to talk about too. Like, I mean, if she's a dancer, which is a valid career choice, that could be a business expense.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait, Monty. What do you mean by way too big?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
not for me, but for her. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Too big for her.
I mean, those things are heavy. They don't just, float. Well, they do, but not in air.
Yeah, I like where Hannibal got hung up. That was fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
But
he didn't hear a word after that.
Last story. Carrie Underwood reveals the gender of her baby at the Country Music Awards.
Nope.
Okay, I want to talk about this real quick because the gender reveal thing.
Christ.
The gender reveal thing. All 10 of you.
Yes.
Is, in my opinion, white people who are doing okay but can't buy all the baby shit need to throw another party to get more shit out of their family for their kid.
Yes.
That is exactly why it came into existence, because it's another event to get something off that registry. And that's why it's supported and everything else. Now, Carrie Underwood, on the other hand, she's got plenty of damn money.
She has plenty of money.
Yeah. She doesn't need more gifts.
But generally, the concept of gender reveal is like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for mansplaining that to us.
Welcome.
Do you have an opinion on Carrie Underwood's baby reveal at the CMAs?
Who, me?
No, Keith, the man on the street.
No, I don't care. I didn't even know she was pregnant. Because I don't care about her.
Me neither. Okay, I didn't know she was pregnant. So I say it all the time. I'm not like I hate the idea of the gender reveal. I'm not coming to your house to watch you flip a coin. Okay, so unless you give birth to like a lizard or like something unique, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, then I'm like, okay, I care. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you didn't give birth to Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? You have
right. Like if you cut the cake and the cake is green, you have my attention.
What the fuck does that mean?
Right.
Throw one, cut the cake, and it's purple.
Again, you have my attention.
And say, we don't give a fuck. We love our child.
Give us presents.
Yes, but thank you for the presents, folks, and good night. This was all a giant con. You're not going to find out until the kid comes out.
All we cared about was the diaper genie. Did someone give us the diaper genie?
Yes.
No, we're going to have another party next week.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep having parties with different themes
until one of you gives us the fucking diaper genie.
I think we're gonna make that as a short. There's gonna be like this, like a really like angry white Southern lady do it.
Yeah,
it's like
this is
actually no, I'm pregnant.
Let
Let me see what you do. We might be able to get it turned around in time.
I came up with it.
I'd like to point out that Emily said in the thread, she said, "Thank God most of my friends had babies in high school. I couldn't afford to do this."
Yeah, that's true. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Shout out there. And also, if you're in the thread and you have an opinion on any of these stories, if you think any of these stories matter, then let us know in the comments. I mean, we don't care, but maybe you do. I don't know.
Yeah. If you care, let us know. But that being said,
we don't care about Snap McCrackle Pop's opinion. I know he's listening. I know he's watching the show. We don't care about your opinion.
Yeah. We don't. We don't.
3 guys or 1 guy?
Huh?
Snap
McCrackle
Pop?
I think it's one guy. I think it's
one guy.
I think it's a co-host for the Man on the Street's terrible show that he's about to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can vote with a box of cereal.
Wait, what?
I said I think it's a co-host for the terrible show you're about to start.
He is, but Ben made a poor attempt at a joke and I didn't get it. So
I didn't hear it.
Oh, it was a deep reference on the week saying that he could vote with a box of cereal.
There you go.
No, still don't get it. No.
It's all good. It's all good.
The Man on the Street.
Now that we've gone through all of the stories that don't matter, Monty, maybe you have some stories that do matter.
I actually do. Let's find out about them.
Okay. All right, I hope you guys like that segue we did just now. It was very. It wasn't forced at all, right? No. Very smooth.
FlyingZombies.com, Blog Talk Radio, and Team MFN proudly present Hannibal and Monty's with L. Damon on sports, Keith, the Man on the Street, meteorologist Scientist Mel on weather, and Hannibal and Monty's action news anchors, Hannibal and Monty. And now, here's lead anchor Monty with Monty's important shit.
You know, I just realized just this second that in the intro to Monty's important shit, that Keith, the Man on the Streets, is wearing his jiu-jitsu shirt. And I never noticed it until now.
There you go.
Yeah, that is my no-gi apparel from Phalanx Athletics. Phalanx Fight Club, the finest no-gi jiu-jitsu gear there is.
All right. There you go. How much are they paying you?
Not a dime. I actually pay them. It's a negative income situation.
All right. Well, anyway, important shit. Like, there's really only 2 things this time. I've been kind of light on important shit, getting show shit together. But first I want to mention Detective Pikachu. How many of you have seen that trailer?
I haven't seen the trailer, but I know what you're talking about. And this is a cash money payday for Ryan Reynolds, and I'm proud of him for it.
It looks fucking
money, boo boo.
It actually looks fucking awesome.
Yeah. Ryan's hit himself another franchise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back up the truck. Get ready to make that man a new deal.
Yeah, and I have to say, I was not, when I heard they were doing a Pokemon movie, I was not excited about it because I don't really want to see a Pokemon movie. I love playing Pokemon Go, but I don't want to see a Pokemon movie. But I saw this trailer. Holy fuck. It looks awesome.
I'll put this up. So my girlfriend, who does not like Pokemon at all, I got her to play Pokemon Go for a minute, and then we had like big fights over it. So I was like, I just want you to see this. We'll sit in bed and watch her. I just want you to see this. And she watched it. And I'm like, and you're going to be surprised. She's like, okay. Because she never believed. And she gets to it and she's like, oh yeah, I actually want to see that. And I'm like, yep, that's gonna land.
Yeah.
So now I have to go watch this trailer.
Yeah, go watch it. It's awesome.
See, I don't want to oversell it to Keith. I want to be very specific about what it is and what it's not. Like, for a lot of people, or at least for me, what it was I didn't expect it to be good. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you
OG movie or Trolls or just one of those, just or the Angry Birds. Like, this, I expected it to look like it was a bad idea, and I expected it to look really cheesy. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, this might be all right.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So I don't want you to go into it thinking that this is going to be like a life-changing trailer that you're going to watch a dozen times. Like, no, it's not that. It's just, if you thought it was going to be terrible, it's not. And that's it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's where I was. I mean, I was expecting blatant cash grab.
Yeah. This is coming from a guy that saw the Mewtwo Pokemon movie back when it came out in the theaters twice.
I also saw the Mewtwo movie.
Yeah, twice, and I was excited about it both times. So
what I think is funny is that Ryan Reynolds and The Rock have the same film career, but in reverse. Ryan Reynolds was a mildly funny comedic actor who wanted to become an action star and has accomplished that. The Rock was a mildly funny action star who wanted to become a comic actor.
Yeah,
he's done it.
That reminds me, we might need to bring back Tough Titty on one of these shows, and Tough Titty Ryan Reynolds and The Rock.
But see, I feel like if you Tough Titty Ryan Reynolds and The Rock, you still.
But wait! Before you finish that, let's explain to everybody what Tough Titty is. I don't know if the man on the street remembers this game.
I don't know.
But it was an old. Do you remember this, Keith?
Yeah.
The man on the street. All right.
I don't think so.
It was an old little show game where we'd take two actors and like Freaky Friday them and just they swap careers. Like everything this guy did now. And it's a fun game to play when you run through their catalogs.
Oh, you took like Samuel Jackson and put him with Liam Neeson. You know, how are those movies? You know what I'm saying?
Like what movies do you get?
So then you get like Liam Neeson in Pulp Fiction, which is awesome. But then you also get Samuel Jackson in Taken, which is still awesome.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of works out. You know what I'm saying? You know, but then you also get like the reverse of like you get like Liam Neeson getting eaten by a shark in Deep Blue Sea. You know what I'm saying?
I'm down with that. The whole thing is the whole thing is like so you also have Samuel L. Jackson as Darkman.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Which would be amazing. Which would be fantastic. Right. So but then they wouldn't call it, they would just call it Man. They would just
call Man.
Oh shit. Liam Neeson.
How did I miss that?
As the robber in Coming to America.
Oh, that would have been.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say the one that becomes very interesting is, well, there's two of them. For one, you get Liam Neeson and Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is probably actually going to be taken 16.
Yes.
And then the other one though is that you flip them both in Star Wars.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, I guess.
Samuel Jackson becomes Qui-Gon, and then Liam Neeson becomes Mace Windu. See, but that's what I'm saying. If you switch them, their movies for the most part don't really change. But that's the same thing with Ryan Reynolds and The Rock. Like nothing really changes if you take Ryan. If you make The Rock Deadpool, it's just. It's still Deadpool. It's just less Deadpool.
No, you know what?
A much bigger Deadpool.
If you make The Rock Deadpool sucks.
I disagree.
Yeah. Deadpool sucks.
Yeah, that's a Tony. That's a Downey as Tony Stark type thing. And there's nobody.
Yeah. I really want to Tough Titty, Jason Statham and Chris Elliott.
All right. We're gonna have to do a full Tough Titty episode. Let's keep this going. Going.
Wait. Hold on. Chris Elliott, like
out here in the next minute or two.
Okay. All right. I had to just check just to make sure Chris Elliott was who I thought it was.
He is.
Just to make sure I was right.
He is. It's exactly who you thought he was.
Okay. I just had to make sure. That's that. See, now that's a good Tough Titty. That's a good tough because they're two people that don't exist in the same spectrum. Like if you switch Kevin Hart and Jack Black, I still feel like the movies stay the same. But if you switch like, the kid who played McLovin with, you know what I'm saying, with the guy from Ong Bak, then you get like some very interesting movies.
Yeah.
All right.
This is the kind of quality programming that you can expect.
Yes, I have an idea. We're gonna do a whole Tough Titty episode, but let's keep it moving. I gotta know what's eating Hannibal.
Oh wow! Okay, let's do it. Let's roll into it.
Women drivers, people who talk during the movie, customers who cannot make up their mind while ordering food.
They shit on LA, they shit on Chicago, they shit on Miami, they shit on New Jersey.
New Yorkers, Atlanta Falcon fans, possibly people from Alaska.
They hate Canadians, They hate the South. They hate the rain. They hate the snow. They hate murder. They hate crime. They hate fucking everything. They hate the Knicks when they're winning. They hate the Knicks when they're losing.
Indecisive morons. Blithering idiots. Humans. These people have formed a burning question. What is grinding Hannibal's gears?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
first off, I got to give you props because not only is that intro awesome, but also the Neil deGrasse Tyson candle in the background is genius. Like the sixth or seventh time I watched it, I was like, hold up.
Yeah, my Neil deGrasse Tyson prayer candle.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
I have a collection of atheist prayer candles. So
there you go.
Bold choice.
Yeah.
I have Robert Mueller and Coach Ogeron.
All right. And wait, Robert Mueller. All right. And who's the other one?
Mojo
Jojo?
It's the coach of Baton Rouge's amateur football team.
All right.
I actually I'm gonna name drop. I actually had on the Brett Davern show the guy who does the Mojo Jojo voice.
Really? I would love to meet him.
It's pretty cool. Nice dude.
That's funny.
All right. So what's eating Hannibal?
Yeah, man. So I was thinking about this, and I had a couple things that I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to pick out something specific because last week I talked about the two Atlanta girls I had that kind of shitted on everything I had to say about Atlanta because I was from New Orleans. They're like, "Oh, you from New Orleans, so nothing you say is relevant." And I was just like, fuck these two dumb cunts. So, following up in that energy, I wanted to tell a story of something that happened last year when I was working at a Mercedes-Benz. They had just opened up Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, and I'm there and I'm working, and there was this guy who walks up to me, in all his Falcons gear. You know what I'm saying, or trash, that as I like to call it. And he's like, hey man, he comes up to me. He's like, hey man, I don't know if you can help me get in contact with these people, but I want to propose to my fiance. We've been together all these years. She's from Oklahoma, you know what I'm saying, and I got her down here this weekend. I live here in Atlanta, and I want to propose to her. And I want to see if we could, if you could talk, get me to the people that can put it on the big screen. Maybe when they go to commercial break or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll try to help you out. So we're walking through the stadium. And as we're walking through, we're just kind of talking, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing big, you know what I'm saying? We're kind of just talking. He was like, and then as we were walking past, Julio Jones had just scored a touchdown, right? And the building goes crazy. Everybody's like, oh, Julio Jones, right? And I am visibly not celebrating, right? Because I'm a Saints fan. Fuck Julio. So, but I don't openly go out like middle fingers, fuck the Falcons, okay? Like I'm just like, when in Rome, you just don't say shit, all right? It's just like, I don't speak Latin, I don't know, so I just won't say nothing that you say, all right? So everybody's celebrating, and he's like, oh yeah, Julio just scored a touchdown. I was like, oh, that's what's up. And then we keep walking. He's like, hold up, you aren't celebrating. Where are you from? Like he instantly just honed in on that shit. And I was like, I said, well, I've lived in Atlanta for 13 years. So like I said, during football season, I do not like revealing to Atlanta natives that I am from New Orleans because they always just take the shit too far. You know what I'm saying? Like if we just kept it football, then let's just keep it football. But they don't never keep it football. They always take it further than that. And this guy was no exception. So he keeps trying to ask me where I'm from. And I'm like, oh, well, I've lived all over. You know what I'm saying? This is that. I keep trying to dodge him, and he recognizes that I'm trying not to answer the question. So he keeps digging and keeps digging, and finally I'm like, I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. And he's like, oh, fuck me. Fucking hell. I can't believe this is bullshit. He said, I bet you love the fucking Saints too. I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, fuck. And then he just starts going on. First it starts off as just him hating on the Saints, right? But then as they're wont to do, then they start talking about New Orleans and just how the city smells like piss and just all this stuff. And then he starts talking about Hurricane Katrina and how he's glad it wiped the city away and this, that, and all this type of shit. So I'm super duper pissed off, right? Like, fuck this guy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to be cool, you know what I'm saying? He just keeps riding me. He's talking shit. So you know what I did? I just walked him to the wrong part of the building, and I brought him to some
stabbed him.
And I was like, you see these guys here? They're going to help you get married. They're going to bring you to the people you need to so you can get your shit married. And then he didn't end up getting And so he didn't end up proposing to his wife on TV. The janitors didn't bring him to the right people, and he ended up having to propose to her like in the middle of the fucking concourse, you know, around nobody. It was a very unremarkable proposal because fuck you, don't talk about the saints, you piece of shit.
That's true. That's true. Hey, I will tie it back around to Stan Lee.
Sorry, real quick.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Mine's going to be a segue.
I got to sign off. I want to make sure that I talk over Ben as much as possible. I do have to go though.
In true man on the street fashion.
Yeah,
all right.
But Hannibal, you did the right thing. Fuck that dude.
Yeah.
Monty, thanks for letting me be on the show and making things better. Ben, I really wish I could have heard more of your stories. I really do.
I'm here. I'm here all the time. I mean, you know, I'll be around.
All right. So, but thanks a lot, guys. I got to take off. So.
All right, Keith.
All right.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
You got it, man. Laters.
Here we go.
Well, see what's segue to. Biggest story is the one that I got into Salon Magazine. Go look it up, folks. The segue one off of this though is that Hannibal, have you seen New Orleans' own Anthony Mackie dealing with a Falcons fan?
Oh yeah. I watched that footage multiple times, and the level of harassment that he faced, right? At that game, that's what I deal with all the time.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, and it wouldn't bother me if it was just sports. You know what I'm saying? Like let's be real, Falcons fans. You would trade your left nut if you could get rid of Matt fucking Ryan and get Drew Brees in his place. Okay? You would take a 45-year-old Drew Brees in place of Drew Brees could be in a fucking wheelchair. Y'all would take him over Matt Ryan. All right? Stop. But they won't though. Because a lot of them hate New Orleans so much that they would just deny themselves that victory. And you know what? That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime Falcon fans start talking, anytime people from Georgia start talking extra reckless about the Saints and Hurricane Katrina and New Orleans, I always be like, yeah, man, so which one hurt more? When the Georgia Bulldogs lost the BCS National Championship after being up at halftime, or when the Falcons blew a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl after being up? Like, which one hurt more, Georgia losing or the Falcons? Because I know you guys don't have any faith in the Falcons.
I got a new one for you. You should ask them how it felt for all of them to come all the way over here, spend all that money in New Orleans, thinking they were going to come and beat the Tigers and then lose by 20 points in Tiger Stadium because they all dropped a shitload of money on all the tickets. And I got to sit there and watch them all just be like, damn, my whole trip got ruined.
Yeah, man. I've never been the preemptive shit talker, okay? I like to just keep it sports. I like to keep everything fancy and easy. You know what I'm saying? But these guys were just taking it too fucking far. And this one guy, like I said, and I kind of feel bad for his fiance because she's marrying a dick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you mean. That's how I feel anytime I see somebody that married an Alabama fan that isn't an Alabama fan.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, look, she had the opportunity to have a phenomenal proposal, but her boyfriend's a dick. So guess what? Now you got proposed to in a concourse around dudes selling cotton candy and fucking 24-ounce cans of Bud Light.
Hannibal, here's the thing, though, is that actually you did that man a favor. Because, you see, he was trying to make somebody else do his magic for him. And so instead, you were like, no. I'm not going to let you lie to this woman. You're going to have a real dose of reality. Marion is getting proposed to in a concourse, not on the big screen.
Yep.
Nice.
Brought that on yourself, bro.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it was great. I mean, you know, if it had been me, I don't know. I would have found some gravy somewhere. Little lanyard just to put on it. Like, I don't know. I told the cleaning crew to go wax where he was going to like kneel later or something.
Fuck yeah.
I'm bitter like that.
All right. Well, that was an awesome What's Eating Hannibal. Now, one more segment that takes us right into the topic. So, I think it's about time that I let you guys check some shit out that I found on the internet.
Oh man! So just whenever we do check this shit out, I never know what it is you're gonna play, and it's always some. It's always just some shit I'm not. It's not as bad as like Two Girls, One Cup, but it's not that far from the, you know. Okay, all right.
Hannibal and Monty's Shit Show presents.
Check that shit out. What is that? I didn't know they made them like that. I don't even understand what I'm seeing.
Remember that shit I gave you last week, nigga? It's nothing, nigga. It's nothing. It's nothing, nigga. Nigga, it's nothing. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga. Right here, this shit, nigga. This shit here, nigga.
Check this shit out.
Name is Chris the Corner Gunner like, nigga.
95-year-old comics legend Stan Lee's blood was stolen and then used to sign comics that were for sale in Las Vegas. Lee and his daughter JC, they had been working with this charitable organization called Hands of Respect. Their founders, Lee and Jerry Olivares. And in this somehow, it seems that Lee's personal nurse withdrew blood from Stan. I don't think Stan was aware that this is what the blood was being used for.
No, everything from the story, it makes it seem like he thought it was just a regular medical check.
These were for sale at the Marvel Avengers Station, which is a store in Treasure Island, Las Vegas. They did release another statement saying, we're a retail store which purchased product from Hands of Respect, LLC, and DLK Brand Consulting, LLC, that appeared certified and obtained with authorization. The books were removed from our shelves immediately. We just thought it was regular blood that we were selling.
Well, I'm done with you. We have no more to talk about.
So, there you go.
What the fuck? What?
Yeah.
What the
Okay,
fuck?
so I've got like a couple of processes on it. One was like, what is the fucking like horror movie Ocean's 13 that took place to even accomplish the books themselves?
Yes. to get a comic shop to buy enough of them
to make it worth doing it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there was a financial transaction obviously involved.
Yes.
And you had to pitch that. Now, I kind of wonder, like, did they know that they were going to be signed in blood, or were they just going to like, we're going to use a dark red ink, and they didn't tell anybody, and then they were just going to like tell everybody later and like keep a few of them, so then they become this like nasty, dirty holy grail out there.
Well, there is. Those books exist.
Yeah.
Like, they're floating around now. Like, you can probably get on eBay and find them.
I don't know. I mean, I've got a number 100 Walking Dead exclusive cover from Comic-Con signed by Robert Kirkman.
Yeah.
But that's no Stan Lee blood.
Yeah, but you don't have the issue of Incredible Hulk. Wolverine made his first appearance that's signed in Stan Lee's blood.
But do you have the Kiss comic printed in Kiss's blood?
No, but I mean, if I wanted a comic covered in chlamydia, I would just.
He caught it before me. I saw that ball coming down, and I was like, "Oh, he was gonna talk. I'm gonna wait a minute." Oh, he caught it. God damn it!
Hannibal's quick. You gotta.
I just feel like whatever. I just feel whatever like Kiss comic covered in blood that you get is gonna have like some super resistant strain of VD that.
Dude, like they didn't. It's in the outtakes for that movie. What is it? It's the really scary one with like Matt Damon and stuff. And there's all of the like the swine flu and stuff.
Oh yeah. What movie was
I don't know.
Contagion?
Contagion. Thank you. Yeah, see, it's actually in the deleted scenes of Contagion that you can only get in the deep behind the scenes. And this is where I get to tell a total bullshit story, and you won't really know if it's true or not. In the original script, it was Gene Simmons that actually was a catalyst with the pig for the Contagion.
It's like in a Black Mirror first episode kind of way, or like okay.
Sure. Whatever.
As a sidebar, my girlfriend like loves Black Mirror and will not watch that episode again. Like, it's like,
you mean the episode that's the closest to reality in the whole series?
It just
that's true.
I don't mind him fucking the pig. Like that wasn't. I didn't think that was the most disturbing of all the episodes of Black Mirror that I saw. But that was, and just shout out to Black Mirror. That was a really good first episode. Like to draw you into a series.
I still haven't seen Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Damn it, Monty.
Yes.
I've only seen that one. Like I've only seen the pig one, I think, and then I haven't watched any more of them. Admittedly.
Oh man. It's such a good fucking.
But what I have seen just now is one of those Stan Lee comics on eBay.
For how much?
$3,500. And if anybody watching, go to facebook.com/Hannibal and Monty's little page, or look for Hannibal and Monty's little page, facebook.com/Hannibal and Monty. I'm about to post the link there.
Or you can go to the Creole Alliance page, my page, which is then likes the Hannibal and Monty page.
That's another way.
And then just cruise right on over to one of our new flagship shows, Hannibal and Monty show.
Yeah. Take the roundabout way, check them out, and go on right through.
Go right over there. You can take a right past the R2 units, and then you land right here, and this thing it looks like a dirty old storage room.
Yeah,
but it's really a shit show.
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, there we go.
As I will hijack your
look, I'm totally guilty. I would buy one of those comics. I'm part of the problem for sure.
Speaking of people who buy things, we have awesome, cool swag. Can you see me?
That is an awesome fucking shirt.
You like
that
this?
a shirt? Yes. Yeah. It appeals to both my loyalty to the city and my inner nerddom.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. This is the official logo of the Creole Alliance.
That's a badass logo.
And it's available at redbubble.com. Search Creole Alliance. You'll get a shirt just like this one. That's where this one came from. You can also get phone covers, wall tapestries, throw pillows. And if you're really feeling it, leggings.
And
look, are they regular leggings, or are they like the ratchet leggings that girls have been wearing for the last few years?
I don't know.
That's all right. I'll peruse the site. I'll let you know if they're ratchet or not.
Yeah, they got stickers too. The stickers are cheap. They're my favorites. I meant to bring one this evening. I really like those. Got those. Got the phone covers. Your iPad cover. I mean, it's a direct printing service that's really great, and you put your artwork up there, and then they'll buy it, and they'll send us a little cut. Proceeds of all that, by the way, as I'm hawking merchandise, the way that's working with some of the things with Creole Alliance is that we're going to give half to the artist who did the actual work on the design, which was my concept, but he did the work. And then the other half is going towards funding all of our things like the section secret project, Project Titan, which got a head writer this week. Or things like I'll loan Monty some of my shit.
There you go.
High tech shit. Or other shows that we have planned. Like I Have Something to Say, which is sort of like Hannibal, What's Eating Hannibal, but just everybody. And I'm trying to think, we got one more in there. We're talking about doing the Trump Writers Room also, which is a bunch of different TV professionals who are also writers, and they just kind of recap the week of what's important in this week's episode.
All right. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
And other stuff. There's gonna everything. I'm looking at a sports thing, everything else,
Well, that link's on the Facebook page. Check it out if anybody wants to see that comic.
I definitely want to see what comic it is.
It's a Black Panther comic, actually. The one I found.
Okay. See, and that was what I was worried about. I was curious to see what kind of comic it was, because if it's a good comic, then I'm like, oh, that's dope. But if it was something like Cloak and Dagger, or like You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain joints I was like, I don't, you know, like if it was like, was it not Master of Kung Fu?
Yeah, Shang-Chi or Shang, I forgot what it was. The Master of Kung Fu.
I don't want that.
No, it's like it's like one of the ones after he left, like when he was doing like his own label and stuff, like in the early 2000s, and no one bought it. It's one of those.
Yeah. So now we've made it. We've made it all this way. We got 20 minutes to talk about the man. Should we show the people that awesome video that Hannibal put together?
Oh yeah. Show them the video, and then show them the video, and then we'll play one of live action's voicemails, and then we'll do some Stan Lee. We'll talk some Stan Lee and some comic stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
I forgot my name.
This is Stan Lee. I hope you haven't forgotten me. You better not have forgotten me. We've been together for so many generations. I don't want that to stop. I don't consider you as fans. I consider you as close friends. I'd like to feel that you me the same way.
I will remember you.
Are you Tony's stank?
Thank you for that. Never dropping that, by the way.
Holy smoke. I go out of town for a few days, and when I get back, I find out that Thanos has destroyed everything, all my characters. That's the last time I ever take a discount vacation.
This was a shit show.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.
There we go.
So,
being the man.
Yes. So what were you gonna say?
I have a lot of thoughts, as I've said about Stan throughout the week. The first one they just said about the Thanos joke that he made, though, I was like, you know what? If you told me and Trump stepped out on the White House tomorrow and had the gauntlet and snapped his fingers and shit just happened, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now, just as a world, for a little note on that. Beyond that, though, Hannibal, you cut that?
Yeah, I cut that.
That was really good. That was really good, sir.
It's a good amateur attempt, you know, for somebody who does not, like, I'm not a video editor, I'm a musician who does videos sometimes, you know.
But it was
like,
from the
I
heart.
think I am in the totem pole of things, and you know, but I'm getting better.
Yeah, it's from the heart. I mean, that's what's important. Authenticity is the most important piece to anything of art, in my opinion.
Yes.
If it's inauthentic, then you can tell, oh, they just made that for hire.
Yeah, doing the shit show, we both have to wear multiple hats. So
yeah, and that's you know, is a good example of that. Every DC movie since Man of Steel.
Wow. Yes. Yes.
I come here not to bury Stan Lee, but to praise him.
Yes. That's why we're here.
Yeah, I was struck by something you said earlier, Hannibal, too. Talking about him being dead and gone, and that's not true, because Stan Lee has risen to a very, very special level of humanity that I look at. And it's like there's heroes, and heroes come and go. Heroes, they can die, they can have flaws, they can go away. But like your future show Nirvana, as I plug a future show.
Yes, thank you.
Stan Lee is a legend.
Yeah.
It will not, I mean, you know, we may find out shit about Stan Lee later in life. I doubt that we will, because I kind of think he's been around 95 years. And he definitely didn't have a, you know, not everybody loved him. Nobody loves everybody.
Yeah.
Or not, vice versa, as I digress. But on all my accounts, I've heard that he was a nice guy and always like the energy of the room. And so he's a legend, and he might be gone from here, but he's never going to die. He's attained a form of immortality.
Yeah,
the best
you're right.
he can do as humans is he has obtained immortality in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as long as Spider-Man exists, Stan Lee exists. So
Well, I mean, you know, all the movies,
Yeah.
all the TV. I mean, his name is credited in there on all of them, and I hope that Marvel continues to credit Stan Lee, beyond till the end.
I don't think they have a choice.
They may or may not. I don't
Yeah.
know. There's different rules and stuff, but I don't think that they should even consider otherwise.
Yeah.
Leave it in there. It's a title card. What's it going to kill you? Especially with the work for hire and everything else that's happened with a lot of those guys, and they didn't necessarily all see the money from the success of their things. Most notably, like what happened with the creator of Guardians, and he was sick. It came out around Guardians. I'm trying to remember his name right now, but he was sick, and then like he was really happy to see like Rocket Raccoon on the screen and stuff. But of course, because of the work for hire with Marvel and everything, he didn't actually he doesn't get residuals like a regular actor or something. But I remember that, and
I can't remember who that was.
I can't remember his name right now either. But I felt for him.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, in researching this for this show, I did run across a bit of information that it was a contractual thing with Stan Lee that he had to do a cameo in everything. Like you go back to the Incredible Hulk, and he was in stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah,
those are always the thing. Towards the end, I know from being on the from having gone to Wakanda.
Oh yeah, you brought proof.
I do have proof. Come to find out, I shouldn't show you that proof, but Monty, as the presenter and producer of the lead producer of the show, will verify my credentials.
Yes, he has been to Wakanda.
I also do have a picture of me with a Wakandan spear and an LSU jersey. But having been there, towards the end he would shoot those cameos in bulk. Like there would be like a stand day for some of the show, like some of the movies, like when they're shooting two of them at the same time and stuff. And so there'd be a stand day where it would basically be like, oh, it's Stan Lee's day, and it's his day where he's going to come in and do those bits.
Yeah.
And dear friend of mine has a great picture of like him and in the trailer and stuff, and like this nice big picture and a call sheet with his. For those at home, it's the sheet that tells you what the hell's going on or what we're trying to do today. It doesn't necessarily always happen, but what we're trying to do today. Because yes, there are even professional shit shows.
Yes.
And they it's signed real big by Stan, and I'm incredibly jealous that she has that.
Awesome. So with that Stanley story, I'm flipping over my words. Should we play one of these voicemails from LA Anime?
Yeah, what I was thinking, go ahead and play one, because what I was gonna do is we should play one of them as we end the show, like with the last 3 minutes.
All right.
Because I want to rapid fire some of these.
Well, let's do that.
Because because I really want to hear her voicemail, and I also want to be prepared to cry in case what she said was rude.
Yeah, she's good about that in voicemail form, like on X's album. Her voicemail is the one that gets me.
Yeah.
And that being said, cheap plug for that. Before I exit, stream it everywhere. It's fucking amazing. X-Dash, right?
It's a great project. It's one of it's the best project I've produced to date. So
and like you don't know it yet, but that's going to be the very first in my series of I gave it 15 plays reviews. You'll find out just how much I liked it.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna rapid fire a couple things real fast, and everybody that's watching the show in the comments, feel free to join in and let us know what you think as well. So we're gonna go through these kind of fast. I wrote these out without really thinking about it. I didn't give anybody a heads up of what I was gonna do.
Yes.
So think of all of the Stan Lee cameos and tell me your 3 favorite Stan Lee cameos in the MCU today. I got mine already ready. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys need a second.
I do.
I can rattle mine off.
Go with yours while I think and listen.
Okay. All right. So my number 3 is Stan Lee's cameo in Fantastic Four 2 Rise of the Silver Surfer, which for me, Rise of the Silver Surfer is one of the worst comic book movies ever made. And I'll save that for another show, but I just hate what they did with that movie. But in that movie,
next Fantastic Four after that?
No. So here's the thing: the one that came out after that, I don't think was as bad as the 2 Jessica Alba ones. And I think
I got that one was doomed from day one, and I got stories.
You know what was worse than?
Oh, facts. And we could definitely talk because who did it? Was it Max Landis did that movie?
No, it was Josh Trank, and he did such a bad job they took Star Wars away from him.
Oh, you're talking about the old one?
The latest one, the Fantastic Four that was shot here.
Oh, all right. Because I watched that old Fantastic Four movie the other day, because that was going to be check this shit out. Because I found it on YouTube, and I was going to clip out the worst.
Oh, you're talking about the spandex Fantastic Four movie.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the latest one with was Michael B in that one? Yeah, Michael
B. Jordan was the Human Torch.
All right, but continue.
Yeah, but okay, yeah. Number 3 is the Stan Lee cameo in Rise of the Silver Surfer. Mr. Fantastic, Reed and Sue are getting married, and Stan is trying to get into the wedding, and they're asking him what his name is.
Yes.
He's like, "Oh, I'm on the list," and he's like, "What's your name?" He says, "Stan Lee," and it was like, "Yeah, nice try," and then they just kick him out. So I love that. That literally the best part of that movie was that cameo from Stan Lee. My second favorite one is from Thor Ragnarok, where he's cutting Thor's hair. And I thought that was just a really funny one. And but my favorite one is from the Amazing Spider-Man, where he's the librarian, and the fight is going on in the background, and he doesn't, he's totally unaware of what's going on while it's happening behind him. Yeah. He's got the headphones on. I just thought that was the best. And once again, great cameo for a subpar movie.
Yeah. Well, see, I wouldn't classify that movie as subpar. Wait, no, Amazing Spider-Man. That was the one with
That's the first of the second set.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed the shit out of that one. He was fighting the lizard behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually really like that one.
Yeah, that one's not bad. The Garfield ones aren't bad. The third Maguire ones, oof.
Yeah. But we actually have the same favorite cameo, because that's my favorite Stan Lee cameo, followed by, I can't remember what movie it was, where he's telling stories to the Watchers, and they're just like, fuck this guy, and they walk away.
Guardians 2.
Yeah. And after that, Tony Stank.
Yeah. I think that's what I'd probably say. The Guardians one, that one I like a whole lot. I like the one Guardians 1 where Rocket's looking at him and calls him like a pervert or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also, as a small one that I like the one from the Incredible Hulk, where he's drinking the green juice stuff and then drops it, and he drinks for a second and then passes out. Because I think that he may have liked that one the most, because that's like the one that it's kind of the I part of me wants to believe that that's like what he would want the most too, is to be like, oh, that's how he would want to go.
Yeah.
It's like some weird, like if he got to pick, it'd be like, oh, I want some weird freak scientific accident to like and like some sort of legend to build out of it. But that's just maybe that's what I want for my death. I don't know.
Okay. I got it. All right. That's a good. It's funny because a lot of people don't remember like that movie was so, like, when we talk about the pantheon of the MCU, that particular movie always kind of gets left out.
It does. It does, because it's such a backstory movie. They don't do anything else with it. Basically, the only parts that you need to know is that the Hulk exists. There's a girl named Betty that he loves, and then Tony Stark shows up in the bonus feature. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
But it's it's still, it's got its moments. Here's the thing, if they had put Mark Ruffalo in that movie, now they do the whole thing, just take Norton out, put Ruffalo back in through some CGI wizardry, which I wouldn't be opposed to. I think that movie would be better. Not necessarily good.
I like Norton more than I like Norton more as Banner more than I like Ruffalo. But I would have liked to have seen, I also know that it ultimately, for what the series became, you can't do it with somebody with Ed Norton's ego. You got to do it with somebody.
That's the problem to start with. That was the whole problem as to why he's not the Hulk anymore to start with.
Yeah. You know, it's just like, and I love Ed Norton. I think he's one of the great actors of his generation. And it's just, but I also recognize, you know, when somebody's a problem, they're a problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you got to, like, just like Carmelo Anthony got cut by the Rockets, you got to cut Ed Norton. And it was like, oh, we're gonna cut Ed Norton and replace him with Mark Ruffalo. That's like, oh yeah, we had Tom Hanks, but now we got French Stewart. It's like, really? Like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But then it worked, and it was like, oh, okay, well, never mind.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with War Machine. I mean, like, you had Terrence Howard to start with, and then you get Don Cheadle, which I think was an upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was for sure an upgrade. That was absolutely.
But it's hard out there for a pimp.
Oh, he got network money. He's fine.
No, that was just my Hustle and Flow reference.
I know.
Yeah. I had like
network money. He's fine.
If at any point of him playing Rhodey, that James Rose, he had decided to just have that music playing in the background of his suit, that would have been
yes.
Reference to make if they had kept him. It's really funny but like people wonder what happened with him and like why he got cut, and I'm like, go get the DVD, look at the deleted scenes, and you will find your answer.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Because all of his stuff is in the deleted scenes, and he is flat. This is the best one they could put out there. Is the flat ones.
Oh wow!
Yeah. You gotta think about it. When you watch deleted scenes, this is the deleted scenes. This was the best one that we cut.
Oh wow! All right, I'll
when you
go
watch
check.
Deleted, you're like, oh, I see why that didn't work. Think about the fact that there's probably at minimum 2 to 3 other takes of that scene that are also in there, and this was the best they could do with it, and that's how it got to be deleted.
All right, I'll check it out. I think I own that.
Next question, because I'm gonna try to rapid fire these, so we can get through them all. What Marvel comic character has not made an appearance on TV or film yet that you would like to see on TV or film?
Darkhawk.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sleepwalker.
I like that. Yeah.
Because I want the internet to lose its mind, Squirrel Girl and Miss Marvel together in a buddy show.
Yes. Oh wow. Oh.
You want to go my star casting on it?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go
big
for it.
casting on it is that you need to ground it with one and sell it as usually is, and then somebody else unknown. So my unknown, I want Miss Marvel. Probably, and I say unknown, but like somebody who isn't out there right now, which is basically not Mindy Kaling.
Yes.
And then for Squirrel Girl, if you can't get Anna Kendrick, maybe you should push the project until you can find a bigger truck of money.
Yeah.
Or Ellen Page.
Yeah.
Or
no,
who?
no.
Wait.
Ellen Page is already playing. She's already in the X-Men franchise.
Well, that's okay. They're going to get rid of all those people doing that anyway.
Hey, you know what?
So to say, Michael B. Jordan's played Human Torch, and the first Human Torch before that was Captain America.
That's true.
I think the Human Torch was like tryout role for Marvel.
Yeah, I think yeah. Human Torch has a shot at being a Marvel character. Always.
Okay. For me, it's a toss up between Moon Knight. So Moon Knight is the character that I want to see the most. And I always talk about Alpha Flight, but really more than Alpha Flight, I want to see Nova in a movie.
I think that's coming though.
I think
I think it's coming too.
I don't know for certain, but I know that there is a lot of things that we do not know about Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we're never going to see Darkhawk. Like, I want to, but me and like maybe 100 other people in the world want to see Darkhawk.
Well, 101. You can add me to that list.
Yeah, see.
We'll see what happens with Moon Knight, because there's a very interesting thing, at least from a business standpoint in my world right now, how like you've seen how like Luke Cage got canceled and some of these other Marvel Netflix shows are getting canceled. My personal and other professional opinions are that is not actually, those shows aren't actually dead. They're just moving.
Yeah, they're just moving over to the Disney Netflix.
Yeah, Disney's they're going to do, because Disney, unlike every other company, sees what's up, and you basically set top boxes. That's where it's at for entertainment in the future. That's what you've got to make for. That's what we're making for right here, right now on Hannibal and Monty Shit Show, which will soon be distributed by the Creole Alliance and later into other stuff beyond there.
Shout out to Ben Collinsworth. This guy, he's killing it right now. The game is on 1,000 right now.
That's why we're doing all of this bullshit for you right now. And so those are going to come back, and I would hope that maybe a Moon Knight would be in there to drop into that like Defenders verse they're building.
Yeah, that's where Moon Knight will fall.
I think that's where he fits, and I think it gives them the chance to maybe get rid of Iron Fist and find somebody funny.
There we go.
Honestly, I think all Marvel Netflix needed for Iron Fist was somebody that could fight. You know, you just need to find somebody who can fight that can act a little. That's all.
Yeah,
you know
I would have gone. Yeah, I would have gone the whole like we're gonna try to find like a Bruce Lee type that's gonna be like, you know, because Bruce Lee in all the Bruce Lee flicks, and he's great. He's wonderful. He's also a legend of his own right.
Mm-hmm.
But Bruce Lee's acting chops ain't gonna win him an Oscar.
Yeah.
However, at no point did you ever question his character's ability to kick ass.
True. And Iron Fist was always one of my favorite characters growing up. And so I've always just loathed like when I saw the Netflix Iron Fist series, I was like, wow, Marvel makes mistakes sometimes. You know?
They do.
It was like the first time since like you know, like we gave Fantastic the Michael B. Jordan Fantastic Four pass because it was Sony's fault. They fucked that up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like fuck yeah. It was, but this was like it was like no, you guys had y'all hands on it. Y'all did casting. Y'all saw Finn Calhoun. What's his name?
I don't know his name.
Something like that. I think you're right with the Finn. We'll just start there.
Yeah, and it was just like they saw it and they was just like, yeah, this is good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you're rolling on it, and you're just like, well, he's got to make it to Defenders, and then we'll put everybody else around him, and it'll get better. And it did get better in Defenders.
Yeah, he did. But it's just like, Iron Fist was always like known as like that great martial artist within the world, within the MCU. He's supposed to be like one of the top fighters, and Finn Calhoun, you know, whatever Finn is not that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy who plays Daredevil looks like he can fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like he doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. He looks like he went to like a couple like mall karate classes. And was like,
he looks like he only knows yoga, and then he's just saying "Hiya" afterwards.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It looks like he like Tai Chi. Like it's just it's real. It's trash. All right, let me get to the let's get to a couple of these other questions. Who is? Okay, cool. If you could co-opt somebody's power for a month, whose power would you want? You get any power in the MCU. What power would you want? You get it for a year.
For a year?
A month.
A month?
Do you want it for a year? Do you want to do a year? Or do you want to do a month? Does that change the way you pick the power?
No, it's probably going to be the same power. You know, Tony Stark's brain and money.
Money's not a power.
For him, it's power.
No, because if you no. See, yeah, okay. Iron Man 3. You take Tony away from the suit and away from the money, he can still figure it out with his brain.
Well, that's why I want the brain first, but I need the money to do all the cool shit. I just want, like, if I got a month, I can build a bunch of cool shit and lose it.
Monty, do not sell yourself short, my friend. We're doing cool shit right now, and we don't have money.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's true. That's true. Like, I got my Frankenstein system over here. If you all three of y'all listening could see the setup that I'm working on over here, it is a fucking Frankenstein, and it's beautiful.
And that's the type of like bootstrap we're gonna do a thing in the Creole Alliance, where we're trying in a way that's like, we don't care what everybody else says, we're just gonna put it together and go.
Yes. We're killing shit over here. All right, what else you got for us, Hannibal? Wait. I only picked mine. All right, y'all go. Who's next?
Well, Hannibal's. I'll do mine because Hannibal's leading the segment.
All right.
So I'm going to pick Loki.
Okay.
Because then I can fix anything else I want with Loki's powers, as long as we're playing on the rule set that I'm the only person that have powers. Now, if I'm not the only person that has powers, we're just going to go straight to Hulk.
That's so destructive, though. I wouldn't want a destructive power. Like, are you just going to smash stuff?
No, you threaten to smash stuff.
All right. Yeah, but you got the drawback of being completely stupid once you Hulk out, and we got to control you. You're just a ball of rage.
Well, it depends on which Hulk he is. It depends on which version of the Hulk he is.
True.
Oh, I'd take what is it, Maestro Hulk? Isn't Maestro one of or Maestro like the isn't there like a brain alt Hulk somewhere?
Yeah.
I'm not deep on Hulk lore.
Stanley the Snitch is gonna kill me for not remembering the name. Mr. something. I can't remember.
Well, there's Mr. Fix-It. Isn't that the gray one with the suit?
Yeah. Isn't he the smart one?
Oh, I was thinking of the bad guy smart one, though I don't really want to be a bad guy. So there's a good guy smart. I'll take that one.
Yeah, there you go. All right. What about you, Hannibal?
Long Shot from the X-Men.
That's a good power.
His power was that he had good luck.
Yeah.
And
you just
I would literally just go to Harris Casino. Well, at the end. That's it.
I'm sorry, I totally stole your thunder there. I was like, oh yeah, that would totally work. That's about what I was thinking too with Loki. But I was like, I want to skip the casino because I don't like casinos.
Yeah, you can. Well, with that power, Hannibal could say, "I'm going to the," or he can say, "I'm going to work," and just go to the casino.
Yeah, and that would just be it. Now that would be the power short term. If it was like a long term thing, like a lifetime thing, then I would choose like either Wolverine or Deadpool's like regenerative abilities, and then just join the army and be just super badass and just be like, you know.
Yeah, I'd go with Wolverine,
but not in like the murdery way, but in like the life saving way. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like bringing troops home from war type of shit. Be like, oh yeah, he only lost a foot, but he should have fucking died. But you know, I took that shit from him. So you know, where's my like? I'd have like 100 purple hearts and a bunch of and a bunch of yellow moons and a bunch of orangey oranges and a bunch of
all the little ribbons,
blue stars, purple triangles.
That thing where when you turn, you make noise.
Yeah.
Just go blitterling.
Yes.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
I would be that super obnoxious guy that would be going through like the metal detector at TSA and be like, hold on, let me take off all of my metals.
Yeah. or that could be your tag when you're making beats, like you just let your metals jingle into the mic.
There you go. That's what it would be.
Then they know it was made by Hannibal. But what's next?
Let's see. Okay. What is your favorite Marvel comic storyline?
Torment, Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man, though.
Which one is the Torment Spider-Man?
It was the Lizard story. It was the Lizard story by Todd McFarlane. I think he actually wrote that one too. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go check that out. I have to make sure I read that.
Yeah. And it's I know there's a lot of stuff that's technically better that came out later, but it was one of those stories that it was a story that I hunted for, and I wasn't let down once I found it all. This was before you could just walk in and buy a trade paperback. I went out and I had to seek out.
I remember this. I used to have this comic book.
Yeah.
Yep. I might still have this comic book.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the whole thing. I had to go out and seek out every issue. I'd go to comic shops and flip through just to find them.
That's like when I was young and I've read the Fatal Attractions line on X-Men.
Yes.
Not my favorite, just a shout out to have some nerd cred.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, that's me. Who's next?
I'll do maybe it's because my brain keeps going there. But the Dark Reign storyline. That whole series event of Dark Reign with Hobgot with the Osborn as the top of Shield, and then Shield becomes Hammer, and the Avengers have the Dark Avengers.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right,
that one I really enjoy a lot because it has the deep thing that I think is because everybody looks like, oh, the Avengers are the bad guys now.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But the bigger thing that is about that whole thing is how Osborn does it.
Yeah.
Is the best part of that whole thing, and it's chilling because you could do that.
Yeah.
If that was a thing, and it's very, very, it's very interesting to me in that way that that's what it happens because he turns the general public gets turned against the superhero community.
Yeah. And I never really thought about it until I was not a fan of Dark Reign when it came out. Because
I remember.
Yeah, it came right after Civil War, and I'm like, I'm just bored with this.
Oh no, it was after Secret Invasion.
Yeah, not Civil War, Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion, and then Secret Invasion leads into Dark Reign.
Yeah.
That's where I'm hoping the movies are going is Secret Invasion followed by Dark Reign. Like that's like I hope the next 10 years.
That would be cool.
That'd be a good 10 years. That'd be a great 10 years.
Yes.
Actually.
What about you, Hannibal?
And so there's a lot of stories that I'm a huge fan of. I was a huge fan of Maximum Carnage.
Good game.
I was a huge. I loved the X-Men and the Avengers Genosha Island saga. I thought that shit was dope. But my favorite storyline is Days of Future Past. That was always my favorite.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Bishop going back in time, you know what I'm saying, because he was trying to catch, what he thought was Gambit, you know what I'm saying, because he was about to try to kill the president, and then it ends up changing the future, and then that storyline ends up kind of creating the Cable storyline, you know what I'm saying, because it was like, it was that whole butterfly effect thing, like you fuck up this one thing over here, and then it fucks up all these other things over there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Bishop was like the first like black superhero character that I like really, really gravitated towards. Like Black Panther was there, Falcon was there, Luke Cage was there, but Bishop, it was, and I think it was the character, whoever designed his character and the Jerry curl. It was like he had this kind of like flat top Jerry curl mullet thing going on, and you know what, he was like, you know what, I'm from the future, fuck you, I don't care.
He looked like a pro wrestler.
And that shit was dope, you know what I'm saying?
No,
but I always loved that storyline, Days of Future Past. And when I found out that when they made the movie, I was terrified because I loved that storyline so much. I was like, oh man, they're gonna fuck it up. And then when I saw how it started, it was like at the very end, I had to give you the Easter egg at the end of the Wolverine. And then it's like, okay, they might be about to do this, and they do it right. And the movie comes on, and in the first 5 minutes of the movie, you see the Nimrod Sentinels, just murdering everybody. They murder Warpath. They murder they rip Iceman's head off, and they're just going crazy. And then it's like, and then they send Wolverine back in time. I was like, I was pissed. But then the way the story played out, I was like, you know what? I liked it. It was good. It was good stuff.
Maybe it's because I watched that. I'm in the generation that grew up with like the original X-Men movie, like we all are, like from the 2000s one, when like no one knew who Hugh Jackman was, who literally gets the part because every other name actor that was offered it turned it down.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, guys, there's a universe out there where Russell Crowe is Wolverine.
Oh, yeah. That's Earth 2. We're gonna do an Earth 2 episode too. That's another thing we used to do.
Is that also the one where Drew Brees goes to the Dolphins and Nick Saban never becomes Alabama's coach? And I wish I lived there.
Oh yeah. Like Hannibal. I think I'm gonna pitch this idea to you live on air. I think our year-end wrap-up should be a wrap-up from the perspective of Earth 2.
Okay.
I know enough. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
I think that's a good one. I'd like that.
There we go. That might be what's happening at the end of December.
But yeah, that one with that is I prefer. Circling back on the point. If you haven't seen the Rogue cut, there's a version of the movie out there that you can buy. It's called the X-Men Days Future Past, the Rogue cut.
All right.
They put all of Anna Paquin's stuff back in. And what you think of Anna Paquin playing Rogue or whatever else, it puts the story of the movie back together. And I would put it right there with the Affleck Daredevil director's cut. The Affleck Daredevil director's cut has Coolio in it. And it's a lot better because it makes sense.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yes, I did.
And you know what? It's one of those things that where you learn that as movies and TV shows and everything else go, that B plot that kind of comes in and runs the off play of the movie.
Yeah.
It's really important to making your whole thing work, because if you're just riding the same thing the whole way through, it better be really damn good.
Yeah.
And Future Past isn't that by itself. But once you add the Road Cut stuff back in, I thought it got a lot better.
All right.
And it harkens back to some stuff. You get some resolution to Rogue and Iceman in there. His death, he has a fantastic death scene in that instead of just kind of the SWAT down that he gets in the segment that Hannibal was talking about. He gets like a real hero's death. It's good. So I for you nerds out there, I recommend go find the recuts, because usually the recuts, it's the studio admitting that they were wrong.
I'm already on it. I'm already like, as we're doing the show, I'm literally pulling it up.
Like, yeah, he's over there on Amazon. See, the thing is, it's too bad that we don't have an Amazon click through for Hannibal and Monty shit show, because then that way Hannibal could click through it and kick a little bit of money back to himself. But it's okay, because that's the type of producer expertise that I bring to you with the Creole Alliance. And I look forward to being able to continue to provide you two fine New Orleans boys with my 10 years. 10 years. 100 episodes produced of podcast material and hours upon hours of content that were enjoyed by at least hundreds of people.
All right.
So,
I think he's trying to tell us something, Hannibal.
This is my thing. I'm seeing it right now. One day, if people can contribute enough, wouldn't it be great if we did the shit show from Dragon Con?
I mean,
yeah. So I was actually talking with Live Action Animation about this today, and she suggested this very thing. So I think we're on the path to accomplishing that now.
Yeah, we got to build it. You got to build it. You see, like right now, it's some busted up. Like as I've talked about the Creole Alliance to other people in passing. That's at Creole Alliance, CREOLE Alliance, ALLIANCE. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We have an Instagram. I need a producer for that. I don't like Instagram, but we're on there. And as we do, we talk about these things. I'm like, right now, I'm a couple of busted droids and an X-wing, and a ragtag group of guys and gals who some of us you have heard of. That's all I'm going to tell you about that. And well, you know, some of us we won't put anybody on blast, but yeah, it's I forgot. You know what? And that entire plug, I forgot where I was going with my point now.
Well, Hannibal, what's your next batch of questions? Do you have more?
Yeah, I do have more. I do have to. Let's say, like, since I know we're running deep on Showtime.
Yes, it's time. We should start wrapping it.
But you see, Hannibal, this is the great thing about the live medium that we're doing now to put into people's rooms, and they can interact with us on things like this and other shows that we're going to do, like Hannibal and Monty Shit Show on distribution through the Creole Alliance.
Through the Creole Alliance, is right.
Yes. So what's next? Where are we going next?
Okay, so I had a couple other ones that I was gonna do. I was gonna do, most overrated heroes, most underrated villains. But I feel like to put a cap on this so we can go into Live Action's email, voicemail, I want to do a quick game of Fuck, Marry, Kill.
All right.
And, let's see. We'll do. So I got a bunch of characters up here right now. So let's see. Let's do Rogue from the X-Men. We'll do Mary Jane Watson and no. Scratch Mary Jane. We'll do Rogue, Shadowcat, and let's do Elektra. Rogue, Shadowcat, and Elektra. Fuck, Marry, Kill.
That's too easy.
See, I say fuck Elektra, marry Shadowcat, kill Rogue.
I concur.
Oh, okay. Well, never. All right, that was an easy one. Okay, well then let me give you another one. Shit, that was way too quick. I didn't expect everybody to just be on the same fucking page. All right, I didn't know.
That happens every night.
I thought somebody would flip it up. All right, let's go. I'm trying to pick them from different universes, so that way everybody's not from the same. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's do Mary Jane Watson, Psylocke, and who's a good one? Did Mary Jane, Psylocke, and who's good? Who's a really good one? I'm looking at my wall to see who I want to throw in there.
Oh, so you're just doing what you do after the show anyway.
Yeah, basically. Okay, Mary Jane, Psylocke, and I don't know. Give me somebody.
Psylocke. Okay, so we got Psylocke on the board. We got who was the second? Mary Jane, the second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How about that?
Silver Sable. Oh, all right. That's tricky.
Psylocke, Silver Sable, Mary Jane Watson.
I'm gonna say marry MJ. I know that. I guess kill Silver Sable and fuck Psylocke.
I concur.
Well, shit. Never mind. Okay, you guys are making this not so easy at all. I mean, not so easy. All right. Well, shit. I let somebody else can come up with one real fast. You guys are like crushing it. Like I feel like we're all on the same page.
Let me think of one off the top of my head. Okay, here we go. The one-eyed warlock chick, Stewart. The leader of the warlocks. What's her name? On the cartoon show, I remember her from.
What's her name? Her name is what's her name? What's the
Is it like Castillo?
Is it?
I kind of feel like that name and the Murlocs is coming together, or the Warlocks.
Yeah. Callisto.
Callisto, there you go. Callisto. Callisto, we'll do her. We'll do Enchantress. And what's like MODOK.
God damn.
I think I want to kill all three of them.
Yeah.
That's not an option.
Yeah, I know. That's tough.
I ask the hard questions. That's the type of coverage that you can expect from the Creole Alliance. At Creole Alliance.
All right, you know what? We're gonna take this one and give it to we're gonna give it to the audience. When you play this back and you get here, answer these questions and tell us why.
Yeah, I'm interested. Like, I want to put the ones out there that I'm like, there's a deep cut in there.
Yes.
There's a really gross one.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's like, she's hot, but she's probably gonna kill you.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut this out and I'm gonna clip it up. And my favorite answers with who and why, we'll get a free sketch card.
Yeah. And I like to point out, live action just tossed us a few options as well. So wait, what is it? Was Callisto, Enchantress, and
MODOK.
Fuck.
That's what everybody says when MODOK shows up. MODOK. Fuck. He's like the wild card you're never really expecting because he's just so damned annoying, really.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say flat out kill MODOK. I know that already.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of the easy one. But I mean, maybe you like MODOK.
Maybe. Oh. I mean, I could be his prison bitch. He'd keep me safe.
Exactly. Like you can't just write him off entirely.
That's true. Like this is tough. I gotta sit with this. I need to sleep on this one.
So MODOK. So I was definitely gonna kill Callisto and Enchantress, but I guess I gotta kill MODOK. This is the one time. So MODOK is dead. I guess you marry Callisto and you fuck Enchantress, not because you want to fuck Enchantress, but because you don't want to fuck Callisto. Because whatever in the whatever in the
you don't want to become a Morlock.
Yeah, whatever's in the Morlock sewers, that shit is contagious and itchy. So. Look,
think about it. There's definitely crabs, and they're probably mutant crabs.
Yes.
And then in X-Men 3 in Days of in X-Men Last Stand, the girl who played Callisto was the chick from the second season of Heroes, whose power was she could kill everybody if she with her eyes. But then the power could only be canceled out by her twin brother by holding his hands.
Yes.
And just for her brother, that's a shitty power. Like, his power is to stop his sister from killing. That's a lame power.
Yeah, it's like, what can you do? I can stop her from killing all of you.
Yeah.
That's
My job is safety.
Buy me drinks.
Exactly. That's what I say. My job is that you get to live if I go hold her hand. That's my job.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I'll take a whiskey neat.
Yeah, it just.
That's how I use that power. I'd be like, hey, sis, you want to go out tonight? No, you always use me to get drinks. And then when I don't want to kill people, you piss me off and I accidentally kill somebody. Well,
Enchantress is technically an anti-hero, isn't she? When she falls,
well, like a lot of the Asgardian villains, she's it depends on the story. Because they play that complicated thing of like, well, they're semi-immortal and blah 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 blah. And although Enchantress has appeared in the Marvel universe and the existing cinematic universe, technically.
Really?
Yep.
When?
Episode of Shield.
All right. I stopped watching Shield after a while. I need to get back on it.
The latest season of Shield, pretty good.
I didn't stop because I didn't like it. I just stopped. I got distracted by other stuff. I started finding weird shit on YouTube. So.
Yeah, well, you see, that's the thing. And then that means the show wasn't good enough to hold you.
Well, no, it was the wait between seasons. I fucking hate that.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, this is the thing: is that like even with the wait between seasons, as I totally used some weird W's in that saying.
Yeah.
The wait between seasons that still the show has to be good enough to hold you through that.
All right,
like right
I
now,
got a point.
Like right now, American Gods isn't on. It hasn't been on for months. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm looking for a trailer. I'm looking for a trailer every day. I want that show to come back so bad.
All right.
Look,
everybody out there, the most badass show on television right now, your next Game of Thrones, it's American Gods.
All right.
Okay. I'm live action. She put a couple in the thread. She put like She-Hulk, Okoye, and Valkyrie. And then she's got Misty Knight, Black Cat, Catwoman. She's kind of crossing universes, but
yeah. She-Hulk, Okoye, and Valkyrie. That's tough.
You need the gauntlet for that. Oh no, for the second one. Sorry.
Yeah. Look, no matter what happens in that, no matter what you pick, you're getting killed.
Yeah.
I don't know. She-Hulk.
I think you can live with Okoye, but you will definitely die with Valkyrie or She-Hulk.
Yeah. And Okoye would be fun at parties.
She-Hulk will definitely crush your pelvis. Like, you know, and as cool as that might sound, it's not gonna be awesome, bro. And you know, and then you got to deal with her just being a character that knows she's a character in real time. Like that sounds fun, but then it would be kind of insane. And I gotta imagine she's like my height or tall. I don't know how tall they have her clocked in at, but I gotta imagine She-Hulk is like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
Yeah, here I got one that's Marvel Universe adjacent. Chris Hemsworth, Liam Hemsworth, Gary Hemsworth.
Oh yeah. So for all the ladies listening, you know, tell me, like take the Hemsworths. We could really just did the Chris. You could have did Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth,
Chris Pratt.
You can do the Chris's of Pratt. Well, actually, you can do multiple Chris's because you actually have bench Chris's in the Chris situation because you have Pine, Hemsworth, Pratt, Evans.
See, this is one thing I've always been terrible with. I'm bad with actors' names, but the Chris's I'm with.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So yeah, Liam Hemsworth, Chris Hemsworth, Gary Hemsworth.
So which one of those Hemsworths I definitely don't know who that is. Like I mean I know Thor and the one that was almost Han Solo but wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And then who's the other one?
Which one are you talking? Which one's the one that was almost Han Solo?
He's with. Oh, God damn it! I don't know.
Okay, so
Liam Hemsworth. Let me see which one.
So double reverse here. For one thing, there is other Hemsworths, but I don't know any more besides those two. So Gary Hemsworth is a made up Hemsworth.
Okay, Liam is the one. He was in. What was he in?
He's in Expendables. He was in Expendables 3, I think.
I didn't see Expendables 3.
He's about to be Crocodile Dundee, I think.
He was in Independence Day 2.
Yes.
He was in Independence Day too,
Mm-hmm.
which is a fantastically awful movie. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
It was like a Sci-Fi Channel original movie that had $100 million budget.
Yes. I've
And
actually
if
worked
you're
on
gonna get a
Sci-Fi
Sci-Fi Channel original movie that you give $100 million budget to, then it's got to go to the Sharknado franchise.
Yeah. I worked on one that this is what was interesting is that we shot it and see. We're going to go behind the curtain here for a second. Is that because this is the type of in-depth insight you can get from the Creole Alliance? is that the rest of the world is done with our shark bullshit? Like the rest of the world stopped at like Sharknado. Like after that, they're like that was it for them. So what we are now doing with all these shark movies in America is what we always do with America is that we take a good thing and drive it into the fucking ground. And there's no more money to be wrung out of it. And so I literally did a movie called Nightmare Shark. It was on Sci-Fi this last year. Now you can go see that same movie in other streaming services as Dream Witch. There are two versions of this movie. There's one version of this movie where the bad thing is a dream nightmare shark that comes in, and it's like from Hawaii, some sort of like Hawaiian ancestry thing. And then there's another version of this movie where it's the dream witch, and it's like some Eastern European nightmare witch. And so we're doing this thing, and I have to keep track of our script pages and stuff. So I'm literally like going to an actor and being like, okay, so here's your version where it's the Hawaiian shark thing, and then here's your version where it's the Eastern European thing. Good luck on your big monologue explaining all of that. I'll be here when you get back.
Wow. What the
And in the meantime, there's an actress that was calling me about like, oh, when am I going to come work as the Nightmare Witch? And I'm like, I don't know, because there's a whole nother version of this movie where you're not even in it. And she's a very nice lady. I'm not trying to derogatory her or anything, but it's like I'm juggling all the balls at the same time. And it's like there's literally one version where you're a CGI shark.
I have to read this out loud because it's like when you said Nightmare Shark, I was thinking like Freddy Krueger, but for sharks, right? And I was like, no. So then I go to IMDb, and this is how they describe the plot.
I haven't been. I'm looking forward to this now.
Survivors of previous shark attacks are hunted by a supernatural shark in their dreams.
Yes.
When can we watch this? Is this available?
Oh, it's available now. It came out a couple months ago.
Hannibal, there will be a shit show about this movie.
Yeah, and it's starring.
I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you about how in downtown Lafayette, that's where you know what? You know where nightmare sharks show up to kill you?
Where?
Downtown Lafayette.
All right. Yeah, we're finding this movie.
If I had to think about where nightmare sharks would kill me, I would either think downtown Lafayette or Chalmette, Louisiana. So
yeah, I think more Chalmette. But
yeah, I feel like Chalmette's nightmare nutria.
Fair point.
Yeah, I can't see. I can't see no kind of shark scaring Chalmatians. I think that
exactly. I mean, oh, shoe boy, that's a big old fish.
Hey, bro, that fish tried to kill me, man. I don't pay that bitch. Man, this too big, bro. He tried to take me in my dream, bro.
We gonna go down to Par 3 Diner. Now, see, that's a local joke to get you some local work.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. There's survivors of previous shark attacks are hunted by a supernatural shark in their dreams. So look, I say this every time I hear a terrible idea. If that's the idea they kept, what are the ideas they threw away? What are the ideas that are in the trash?
They did.
Well, they did them all. Like that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but they did too, because the other services, like the European market doesn't want shark bullshit, but they'll buy witch bullshit. Apparently, witches are hot right now. I don't know. I'm not a horror person, but
that's insane. That is amazing to me. I just feel like we definitely need to step our game up, man. We can make a bad horror movie in no time. Man.
Yeah. We need to go with your idea for plots for movies that you told me the other day. Sit on it. Don't give it away.
No, totally. I know about one that was shot in town right now that sounded pretty bad that the lead actress sort of checked out of, but it hadn't come out yet, so I'm not going to dog something that hasn't come out yet. They need their chance to find their audience and their money again.
Yes. All right. Well, that being said, I think it's time to wrap this shit show up.
This is a good shit show.
This is a really good shit show.
No, I'm just going to go over on everything. We're just going to keep talking. What's another story you want? You want to hear about the time that Jonathan Frakes put Noah Wiley in his spot? I've got that one.
Look, we're going to save it. Why aren't you leaving us voicemails?
Well, because I need to be able to like be in the I'm in the moment storyteller, Monty.
Well, look, when you find out the show's going on, you know how to get here. Just come over. And for those of you listening, Ben Collinsworth is sitting in my tiny art studio at home.
I mean, you've got to come if you're going to be on a show. Go be on the goddamn show.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Realistically, that's my opinion about it. The live in the room, even though I'm going to look over my shoulder here at you, and you're over there.
Yes.
And I'm
actually, you're supposed to look that way to look at me.
Oh wait, you're that way?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were this way.
Yeah. Hannibal, which way am I before I close this up?
I took the left at Albuquerque.
Ben is to all right. So Monty is to your right.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. So right here, he's right here.
No, your other
And
right.
Monty is to your left.
Wait.
Okay, so you guys, if you turn to the left, you turn.
Drive
to the
for a living?
Yes.
Over here. This is Monty.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Monty.
Okay. So that's my left.
Yes.
And then that's so this
Yeah.
is
He's on your left,
That's
Hannibal.
great. That's great. Now that we're at the end of the show, my entire bit from the rest of the show that I've been doing in the background, trying real hard to do my Downey and Tropic Thunder, where I'm in the background just rocking shit for everybody.
We ruined it.
No sense.
Yes. So that being said, let's play LA Anime's voicemail and close this shit out.
I'm gonna look like such a dick because every time Hannibal's talking, I'm looking in the other direction.
This is going to be great to clip out when I clip this show up because I'm going to put that at the beginning with you doing that.
Yeah. Or just mirror me in post. Fix it in post, damn it, Monty.
There
Fix
we
it in
go.
post like a good lead producer. Just spend more money on it later.
Shit. Well, here we go. Hannibal has been a great shit show.
Yeah, man. And as always, Ben Collinsworth, it was a pleasure. I do hope we have you on more shit shows in the future. And once again, for people that may not have been paying attention, where can they find more of your material and what company you're affiliated with?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, well, you see, it's not really a company so much as it's a co-op sort of thing because we're working on an equity deal so that all of our artists are able to support and continue their art as it sits out there and stuff. We're working on some really cutting edge models in that way, and that's the type of innovative thinking that you expect out of the Creole Alliance. Really, we're here to we're a media rebellion. I mean, like, we're not going to really shoot any stormtroopers because we don't have those yet. But, we're not afraid to be like, oh, this is bullshit.
Awesome.
That's where I landed was bullshit. I was like, shit is a good place to stop.
That's
for
a great
shit
great place to end it.
I try to stick the landing.
Yes. And again, thank you for being on here, and thank all three of y'all listening.
And sticking the landing is the type of ending that you can expect from the Creole Alliance in all of our content. Sticking the landing is always important. That's at Creole Alliance. This is the shirt.
There you go.
I'll actually let you end your show.
And this was a shit show.
I probably saw it when I was like 6 years old, 7 years. Okay. Hey, after the fart noise. That's awesome. Okay. Hey guys, what's up? This is live action animation. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there tonight. I'm really upset because I'm at work. So I wanted to call in and say my piece on Stan the Man Lee. Okay. Goodness, where do I begin? Well, if I'm going to talk about the man, I have to start from the beginning. So my introduction to Marvel would have to be Howard the Duck, circa 1986. I was 4, but I probably saw it when I was like 6 years old, 7 years old, when it was on like television or whatever, Love that movie, still love that movie. Complete trash, still love it. After that was probably the X-Men cartoons and Saturday morning cartoons. Saturday mornings was the thing. Buying and reading comics with my cousins. Buying Michigan Wolverine outfits because they were the Wolverines and the colors was blue and yellow. Look, I was just obsessed, okay? Then there was the Blade movies in '98, which really solidified and kicked everything off for me as far as seeing it in live action. He really paved the way for everybody else, I feel, but I mean, you know, that's a whole nother shit show, I guess. The X-Men, the Spider-Man movies in 2000 and 2002, watched those, and then, I mean, the rest is history. I mean, I remember seeing, like, Iron Man for the first time, like, you know, where they have that part where he shoots that little ass bomb at the tank, you know what I'm saying, turns around and walks slowly like a motherfucking pimp while it explodes. I was done, son. Done. Anyway, all that to say, comes to the whole reason why I'm calling. I call this part Meeting the Father of Marvel. So I wanted to meet him so bad. I mean, like, he was going to be at Wizard World earlier this year, January, and I was talking about it. I kept talking about it to the point of, like, annoyance, okay? And finally, a friend, randomly, Dom, shout out to Dom, tagged me in this post for a contest to win, like, VIP tickets and photo op with Stan Lee, right? So I entered it under, like, multiple accounts, and then didn't think anything about it afterwards, which, you know, you're supposed to do when you enter contests. But, like, the Wednesday before Wizard World, I just so happened to check my Instagram messages, and there it was. I won the VIP tickets to Wizard World and a Stan Lee Photoshop. I mean, I was, like, beyond confused and, like, I mean, I don't know, blown away. That, like, where I want it so bad, it's, like, actually happening, coming true. I mean, like, that shit just doesn't happen, right? Well, it happened. Anyway, so here we go. We're walking up.
Oh, what happened? What happened? What do we do?
And I can roll into the other one if you want.
Yeah.
Which was the second one.
Underneath that.
That was a Stan Lee story, so that was
LAD2. Yeah, that one right there.
Yes. There we go.
Okay, apparently voice messages are only short amount of time. So I called back to finish what the hell I was saying. Anyway, here we go. So talking all like that or whatever. So here we go. We're going up to the photo booth, and then they have, you know, a little curtain to stand inside. So I stood inside, and I literally took like a few seconds to just soak it all in. Like it was literally like I was watching TV. I mean, it was really him. He was really there. You know what I'm saying? And I had this whole speech that I practiced like a billion times, and it was supposed to be super funny because I'm not good with my emotions. You know, I'd rather be funny. But once I found what I wanted to say, like, I knew that I had to say it, like, seriously. You know what I mean? And if everybody knows anything about Wizard World Photo Ops, it's an absolute shit show, all puns intended. I mean, it is a disaster clusterfuck. Like, they never have anything organized. It's just horrible. But anyway, you literally get 30 seconds to see your idol, walk up, pose, and walk the fuck out, right? That's literally all you have. So after I took my picture, I was like, look, man, not today, Satan. I'm saying what I have to say. Like, this is my Halle moment, my Halle Berry moment, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to use the music on me. But after they snapped the picture, took a deep breath, and I said in like 5 seconds, but I'm going to say it super slowly so everybody can hear me. But I said, Mr. Lee, I almost died 3.5 years ago. So this moment means more to me than you can ever imagine. Thank you so much for giving me the platform to just be. And he leaned over, he grabbed my hand, and he said, well, I'm glad you're still here. And we touched hands, and I literally had this moment, and I ran out of the curtain screaming, thank you, Mr. Lee, thank you, Mr. Lee. And I go outside of the curtain and literally begin to power up like a Super Saiyan, God, I'm like, you know, it was crazy. And then I immediately broke down crying like a sweet baby infant Jesus. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, it was so fast, so overwhelming, so emotional that I can't even describe it. But, like, I will never forget it. I will never forget him for taking a slight moment to actually acknowledge me and my life that I almost didn't have. Like, I almost would have never had that moment seen these amazing movies or had the chance to tell my idol that I love him, that I'm so happy that I lived so that I could tell him my story and his impact on me. I met Stan Lee, yo, and he was absolutely everything I imagined he'd be, heard he'd be, and more. Quick, man, like, still had all of his wits and figures till the end. Like, he was a legend, an icon, a god, and still was like the sweetest granddad to the realest person. Like, it's just crazy. I mean, I'm still in.
Damn, that's a good fucking story.
Put a note on the PR 945 tears.
Yes, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah. I'm trying not to get choked up right now. It's a good story.
Yes.
I'm letting myself get choked up for camera because that's the type of performances that you can expect on the Creole Alliance and all of our media and how great it's going to be.
It's a great story.
Yes,
live action always finds a way to do that shit to me. So, damn it, little sister, stop doing that shit. All right, can't look cool being a guy in a mask crying.
Yeah, that was good shit.
Yeah, no, it's a good story.
Yes. And we got to get you on the show. Like, you were awesome in that voicemail. Just don't come and try and, like, make us cry and shit.
No. Look, so we're going to do a show, and I've talked about it a bunch of times. We're going to do a show towards the end of the year, after Aquaman comes out, and after we all get a chance to see it. I want to do a show where we take all of the comic book films that came out in 2018, you know, the theatrical releases and the DVD, the straight-to-DVD releases. And then we're going to rank those in order best to worst.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm going to start with, I'm going to not see Aquaman. I'm just going to put it on the bottom of the list.
So I never watched trailers, but I got a chance to see one of the trailers, and I was just like, this shit. So the Aquaman trailer looks like a shit show. So I'm looking forward to it.
Here's the thing. I'm so confident in that movie's bad and everything. I'm going to let this go right now. As the degrees of separation and everything go, my degree of separation from the DC equivalent of Feig, the guy who like is the top DC story dude over there, it's 1. Like I know a guy who has his number.
Wow.
And it's a guy that I've worked with as a friend of mine. And that's how confident I am in saying that those are bad. And that type of professional connection is exactly what you can expect from the Creole Alliance.
Oh, it's fucking great. All right. Well, let's close this shit up.
How many more plugs can I get? Come on.
All right. This has been a shit show, gentlemen. Thank you all. Let's close it out. Hannibal, any last words?
No, man, this is a good show. Next week's show we're talking about what's next week's? No, next
week is Thanksgiving and my birthday. Fuck a show.
Yeah, okay, I got you. But the show after that we're doing Nirvana.
We're doing Nirvana. Yeah, it's called Come As You Are.
Yeah.
With Scientist Mel. So join us next week for Come As You Are with Scientist Mel, and let's let Birdman take us out. Here we go.
Okay, apparently voice messages are only joining my phone.
That's the wrong one. See, my producer had to go to bed. She's got school tomorrow.
A shit show.
This was a shit show.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.